Oh my God. Hey guys. Oh man, what a weird. Hey, Purple Tomato Cinema, what's up? Zevon, Stacy, Eliza. Ah, jeez. What? It's just being a weird day. So found out. Found out through the grapevine that, like, hey, Sam Bolliard, that something had gone down with Quentin Reviews, who was a guy I know about, but like I never really. I think I watched like a couple of his videos like 4 years ago, so not like. So not like, I didn't know him well, but I would recognize him if you're like Quentin Reviews. I was like, oh yeah, that guy, So apparently there was some fucking like thing that had gone on that also involved like Lindsay Ellis, and so some people told me about it. And I got nothing. I mean, I just got nothing. I can't even give an opinion on whether or not I think who I think is telling the truth here, because I don't know Quentin at all. All I know is what I've seen in like 20 minutes worth of videos. So I really, really got nothing. But when apparently Lindsay somehow got involved, like all the usual suspects kind of came out of the woodwork, like Dan Olson and some other people. But I thought that was really weird. I mean, kind of funny. I thought that was really funny, And I looked into it, but really honestly, it's like there's no substantial information. Just like none. It's pure he said, she said at this point. And some of the she saids are not even people who were there. So it's like, The person in question did actually put a video up, but you're like, I don't know which one of you is telling you the truth. I don't know you guys from I don't know you from Adam and Eve. Yeah, she said she had a bad time working with him. Maybe, all I know is it became a minor thing. And it just made me glad to go like, oh man, glad I don't deal with those people anymore. Like, any of them. Whether or not I bring back the show, I am not dealing with any more like review reverse bullshit. It's just not happening. So how are you guys doing? So how you guys doing? I went to a wedding yesterday. For my friends Aaron and Michael got married, and that was great. Hey Victor, how you doing? Welcome. Good to see you around. Not even for some jerk? No, probably not, actually. Probably not. Like, he'll bring the drama to me, and I don't want that. You know, I don't want to deal with any of those people, you know. Well, I mean, like, maybe some of the horror folks. You know, there's some horror folks who are in the reviewerverse who, like, kind of cut ties and skated. Like, I might still work with them, like, you know, like Brandon or Brendan, whose name I always mispronounce. And maybe, what was his name? What was his online name? Fuck. Why am I spacing on it? Terror Obscura. Yeah, I'd probably work with him again. But definitely, I mean, basically, I would deal with people who were very unlikely to drag me into reviewerverse drama, you know. And I don't think Terror Obscura or Brendan would do that, you know. And if I set up that boundary, they'd probably respect it. Oh, Karen TikToks. Oh, geez. I tried doing that one night. I couldn't take it. Uh, yeah. Hey, Yogi, how you doing? Hello, bitch pudding. How you doing, super anime girl? Eliza says, fair enough. Odd matches why I got my 40-year-old sister develop a crush on you. Ooh, a younger woman. No. From my perspective. Ooh, gotta be careful. She'd be like 8 years younger. That would be horrible. As far as Zoomer TikTok would have you believe. Let's see. You just got home from selling expensive purses to people? How was it? How was that all? I watched one guy saw he got nuclear revenge, exposed for cheating, got kicked out of the house and arrested for some. Oh my God. Yeah, crazy shit. People do crazy shit. You know, and some people do so much crazy shit, they just are crazy shit. You know? That's why I don't. It's why I'm still online and I, you know, talk to people here. I've separated myself a little bit from the online world, and I think I'm going to continue that. You know, I'll still be here. Don't worry. This will still happen. Maybe some other stuff, but like, I'm thinking it's probably going to. It's probably going to just be me putting out stuff and treating it as a little bit more of a job. You know, I don't have to get along with everybody, and I don't necessarily want to see all the people that I work with after work. You know, I didn't have to get along with the entire office when I was doing that kind of work. You know, why should I have to do that here? You know, screw that. I'm the boss. I'm the one who says I get fired. I can't get fired. I can just I can only quit. Super Anime Girl says selling luxury items surprisingly good. And you get a discount, which, for luxury items, that discount probably goes a long way. Hey Yogi, do you wanna hop on? You wanna hop on? Anarchy, kill your boss, kill your masters. Yeah. Kill your masters. Kill your masters. 50%. Damn, that's pretty good. I mean, granted, you're probably dealing with like $1,000 items, but I mean, $500 off is $500 off, right? I've always rocked that employee discount whenever I could. Do it. All right, Yogi, I'm gonna send you the old link. Oh God, another thing I've been doing is I have been, excuse me, I've been a little gassy. No, that's not what I wanted to tell you. I have been working on, so obviously I've been working on Babylon because I've always been working on that thing. And came up with working on a new, what is known as an action economy. Like in a game, there is always this thing called the action economy. Like basically, because the person who gets to do the most things tends to win. You know, especially in a tabletop role-playing game. So I've been working on an adjustment to that because I felt that some of the rules were getting too complicated. And I really, really, really wanted to simplify it and make it a bit more flexible. So we'll see how that works. Because originally it was a little more Dungeons & Dragons like, where it was like, you have one action, one move, and sometimes a reaction. You know, that kind of stuff. And some people have been telling me about what Pathfinder did, which was you just get 3 actions. You get to do 3 things. And I was sort of like, well, that's okay, but the problem that I had with it was that sometimes an action cost takes more than 1. That's like a spell usually takes 2, and I was like, yeah, I don't know, that gets a little weird. You know, that gets a little odd. Gonna go for Persona 5 with stunning people? Oh yeah. Yeah, it's always a good one. You know, so I ran into this other game, and funny enough, it was like this really lewd version of D&D. Like super lewd. You know, girls, boys, and trans people with like humongous cocks, humongous boobs, and things like that. And I was like, oh, check that out. And they had but here's the thing, they had this really, really, really cool version of the action economy, which is you got one big action, you got one attack action and two tactical actions. Basically, you can attack, and the tactical action is like you move or you dodge or something like that. So I've been working on trying to make Babylon a little bit more like that. Yeah, the lewd D&D, I think it's called Vice and Violence, or it might be Violence and Vice. Oh, I hear the appearance of the yogi. There we go.
Will I
yes, you have been heard.
We hear and obey. We hear and obey.
That's right. Don't you forget it. Don't forget that shit. You're gonna regret it. You'll regret it.
You silly. I'm a gay millennial. I regret everything. Constantly. At all times. Your powers have no work on me. Your powers don't work on me, you silly Billy.
What about me, silly Billy? You know. Oh yeah. Okay. So it's Vice and Violence. If you put Vice and Violence RPG, there should be an article that either says Vice and Violence by Rapscallion or the new generation of sex-centric tabletop RPGs. And the funny thing is it actually looked like a kind of a workable game. It's not done yet. It's, you know, like Babylon, it's more or less a one-man show over there, but he's actually an illustrator. He's a cartoony illustrator. So his pictures really sell the idea because there aren't like rules for like, this is how big your schlong is. The book is just filled with people with enormous schlongs.
So, an average Saturday night for me?
Well, okay. By large, I mean like 3 feet.
An average Saturday night.
Okay, all right. Just checking. Just checking. I
am not a size queen. I'm just capable.
Yeah. I did hear about Baldur's Gate and the bear fucking scene. I'm like, I don't know what that doesn't turn me on, but I gotta see it.
I've seen it.
How is it?
Fuck's a bear.
Okay, all right, yeah. I'm just amazed that it happened.
Damn it.
Like, I'm just amazed that it's happened, and I kind of want, and I'm trying to figure out the right amount of horny to put in the Babylon book because it's this big aspect, but it's not the only thing. And I don't want it to be so prevalent that it gets too funny.
Oh, let me just say real quick before I lose it on my chat. Hey, Super Anime Girl. Hey, Sam. Hey, Pearl Tomato Cinema. Gotta say hi to everyone who says hi.
Yeah.
Hey, Victor.
Yeah, but at the same time, it still has to be a little funny.
This is true.
You know, because like, it's like I at least I wouldn't be like too upset if there was like a picture like two werewolves making out and one of them making a stupid face.
Doesn't that just happen naturally?
Yeah, because that just you know, lewdness. This is like a werewolf. Like you could tell, like you don't actually see anything too explicit, but like you could tell, like some shit's happening downtown, and they're just all like, you know.
Yes, Victor, I agree. I saw it in the scroll that pops up in the scene is my reaction down to a T. I love there's the in the scene, dude. There's a squirrel in a tree holding a nut who sees this happening, and it pans to the squirrel. And at first, the squirrel's like, "Huh," and then he just goes.
Okay,
it's great.
Okay, yeah, because like it's trying to straddle the line between like the sexuality that you might find in like a Russ Meyer movie versus what you would find in like a Penthouse comic.
That's quite a line to straddle.
Yeah, it is. It is. It's odd because the tone to me is really important, and that's where like all the difficulty is. It's like, am I going too far? Am I not going far enough? You know, like that kind of, are we going too far? Are we not going far enough? That kind of thing. You know?
Catherine Vykovics, I'll be honest, I heard It's a Bear and my brain went to that A24 promotion for Midsummer about the bear. Okay, look, here's my thing. I think this scene goes where Midsummer should have gone. He shouldn't have just been in the bear. The bear should have been in him. I'm just saying.
Yeah, he should have gotten raped by a bear and then had to wear its skin.
See, I don't agree with bear rape. I agree with bear consensualism.
But it's a horror movie.
I mean, it'll still be horrifying to watch.
Like he falls in love with the bear and then has to like wear its skin anyway, you know, like
yeah,
we'll die together. We'll burn together.
Yeah, you know, it should have been like the bear should have become his lover, and then they're about to shoot or stab the bear so that they can put him in the suit of it, and he stands in front of the bear and they shoot him anyway.
Oh my God. Oh, gee. Actually, it was Ace Ventura: Nature's Call, I believe, is what it was called. The Bear from Prophecy enters the chat. Oh, dude, I love that movie. That movie's underrated. Is it? You know, that's one of those movies that I'm like.
Wait, this is like the skinless bear,
yeah,
right?
The skinless bear movie. Yeah. You know, we're just like. Or just the thing that's fun about that movie is that thing just murders people, you know, like it's kind of satisfying. It delivers, honestly, you know. The
only unsatisfying thing in that movie is when the bear kills like the Native American grandpa. I'm like, no, dude, kill the white man.
The bear and the Revenant almost had sex with Leo, but it was too old for him. Oh.
That's not
right. And speaking of sexual assault.
Oh, God, no.
Dude, I was telling everybody earlier about that like weird Quentin reviews kerfuffle that like happened over the weekend.
No, don't bring me into this.
I was just saying that I have no idea. Because I'm like, I don't know Quentin. I don't know what he's like off screen. I've only seen about like 20 minutes of his videos, worth of his materials. So, I have no idea.
My statement shall be this: I don't know him either. I don't know the person who's the other party who is claiming injury. I do, however, know because I saw Quentin's. Let me answer this. Let me actually get in front of this video that he put up yesterday.
Yeah,
and I watched it, and I have come away with this. I don't know entirely who's right. I don't know if he actually did that. I do know that man brought receipts.
Yes.
So this is going to be interesting to see.
Yeah, if it goes any further, because it is the problem. The one thing I'll say is this: is the problem with vague booking is that it's vague. Now, when it comes to the actual accuser, she does not necessarily have receipts, but at least she's specific. So it's like, okay, I don't know who I believe here. It could go either way. you know, but I do know that I'm really tired of third parties butting in without receipts.
Which is exactly why I don't want to get too definitive on this, because
exactly. I ain't got I don't have anything, you know. I have nothing. Like the only reason I'm even hearing about this is because of the Channel Awesome connection through Lindsay and Dan. You know, and the problem is that a lot of what I'm hearing could be true, but it could also not. You know, for lack of a better word, it's like, oh, Lindsay was really virulently vague booking about this, and I'm like, what else is new? I who knows what that means? Oh, Dan Olson made up some shit about the guy. Okay, what else is new? What else is that? What does that actually mean? I don't fucking know. He might actually be telling the truth for once. Well, he doesn't lie all the time, but you know what I mean.
That's the thing. I hope he's not lying about it, because this is what I'll say. Let's say hypothetically he is guilty of what he's being accused of. A third party coming in and spreading lies and rumors just invalidates everything. Yeah. And so that's why I'm hoping that third parties who are talking about this are not lying, because why would you want to damage that?
Yeah.
Because I'll tell you a really funny thing about lies. They do have this very amazing tendency of always being exposed. Length of time, that's a completely different thing, but they do always eventually get exposed.
Yeah, they eventually get exposed, and in the meantime, most of the damage you could be doing is against the person, will be used against the person who will be most vulnerable.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so it's one of those, like, if the girl's being 100%, you know, is being 100% honest, it's all really happened, her case is being damaged.
Yeah.
You know, that's why I'm like, no, back off. It was like, I got into this weird discussion the other day about, like, what people should do when they encounter racism. And I'm like, well, there's a difference between what you should do in real life and what you should do online. Because it's really, 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 really hard to make someone go away online the way you could, using the tactics of the real world. You know, tactics of the real world are very simple. You lay down a line and you enforce it. Bam. And usually that line is going to be physically enforced.
Yep.
You know, sometimes socially, but often with, you know, like the state. You know, will you have the monopoly on violence in this situation? You know, like there's a bit of that. Online, you don't got that. You don't have the baseball bat online. You know, your fists don't mean anything online. You know, so what you have is the social pressure. That's all you got. And it's a different game when you only have those tools. You know, because
I have no notes. It's true.
Yeah. And I was like, look, the only thing I can do is block these people. You know, and someone got upset. It's like, no, you need to be telling them. And I'm like, tell them what? It's this. I'm not meeting them face to face. They're not within 10 feet of me. You know, I don't even have, in these situations, there's not even an audience I can appeal to. It's me, his words versus my words in this situation. There's nothing I can do besides make him invisible to me. It's the main tool.
I mean, look, at the end of the day, all I can do as a person is if I see or hear someone doing something that is like just straight up like racist, misogynist, homophobic, transphobic, whatever, is to look at that and go, hey, that's fucked up. And if there's any argument about that point, I'll just go, yeah, I'm not going to talk to you anymore.
Yeah. It's like all I can do is block them and then listen to the injured party.
Yeah.
That's really all you can do. You know? And of course, I realize that there is a bit of a disconnect because the person was a little younger, was a bit younger. They're like in the mid-20s. And I was like, why aren't you getting this? And then I realized, oh, wait a minute. If you're like your mid-20s, that means your early 20s were spent in the pandemic. You, on an emotional level, interactions online feel like the real world to you because that's what you've experienced.
Go outside.
Go out, yeah. You know, go outside. I'm not saying you're not going to you're not going to meet racists out there, but that's where you actually meet real allies.
The Eliza Wolfenstein. Nah, I just cried. Why are you so hateful to a veteran because some white lady decided to be racist to my mom? Fuck that shit.
Oh.
First of all, Eliza, what I'll say is I thank your mom for her service because at the end of the day, I may be anti-war and anti-military industrial complex, but I'm fucking pro-soldier. So fuck that shit.
I'm not pro-soldier, but I am pro-people, so...
Also, fuck that shit.
Yeah.
Either way, fuck that shit.
Yeah, don't. Because, like, well, that's one of those things where, like, the veteran thing makes me particularly angry because that's where you really see that shit break down. You know, oh, we like veterans. Oh, but are they black veterans or white veterans? You know, are they poor? Or are they running their own business? You know, like that's where a lot, so much judgmentalism comes in when it comes to veterans. I'm just like, oh my fucking God. You gotta be kidding me.
Jill Knight says I'm pro person in uniform, not pro soldier. Okay, that's the intention of my statement.
Yeah, my mom's a Native American. She joined service to see the world. Oh no, that's fine. That's fine. I have nothing against anyone who served. You know.
Oh yeah, no, because like nothing. Okay, I won't say nothing pisses me off quite as much as this, but it really, really pisses me off every time the fucking right wing and the conservatives of all varieties, they'll trot out the American flag and love for the troops and all this shit on during election time and holidays. In substance, they will do fucking nothing to help these people or support these people who they threw into fucking conflict for them. So fuck these people. Like seriously, fuck. I fucking hate conservatives. I hate them so much.
Yeah. Oh, I remember talking. It was a discussion, and this one vet was talking about some really bad shit that had happened. You know, the kind of shit that scars you, the thing that PTSD is made of. You know, the type that Rambo levels of PTSD are made of. And he had obviously like realized a little too late that he had overshared. Like overshared. He shared more than he was comfortable with. But it had just happened. You know, and everybody tried to make him feel better. And he was just getting more agitated. And I was like, no, y'all need to stop. There's no making that feel better. There is no making that feel better. That is not why he fucking told you about that. He told you about that because what kind of monster would do that? And he needs you to go, you're the type of monster that would do that. Because he has lost his compass. Whether or not you understand why he did it is irrelevant. He knows why he did it, but that answer is not good enough. It's not. He needs you to know that what he did was monstrous and no one should ever do it. It should never happen. It's not about him looking. He's not looking for forgiveness. He is looking for moral bedrock. You don't have to hate him. But trust me, that right now is his job. He's got that handled. But you can't lighten his load by telling him it ain't that heavy, because that is the heaviest. Like, that is Sisyphus. That is fucking Atlas, what that man is carrying. And he must do it alone. Also, we're here for when he needs a rest.
Also, I just hate the concept of like going up to someone going, "Oh, it's not that bad. It's not that heavy." In any situation, I hate that.
Oh, exactly. Now,
why are you emotionally gaslighting this person?
Yeah, now imagine it's about literally not only the worst thing that you've ever done, but the worst thing one of the worst things you could conceive of anyone doing. That's going to fall flat. And it's one of the reasons why a lot of them are like, only veterans understand veterans, because they're all morally compromised as well. In the words of Chris Christopherson, you ever fucking killed a man because Uncle Sam told you? You ever cashed the check for doing it?
Shit's wild.
Yeah, shit's wild. Like, when you think about it that way, you're like, oh yeah, they get paid for that. And that's not even what they're thinking at the time. Like, they're worried about life and death. But then all of a sudden you get that paper and you're like, did I just kill someone for money? That'll do you. That'll throw you for a loop. And that's why I really hate the military cosplay.
Hey, man. Nation states, they make whores out of everyone.
Yeah, but
just the concept of what they are and what they make you defend or not defend, either way, it'll fuck you up.
Oh yeah, totally. How to put it, in this life, nobody gets out unscarred. That's just kind of the way it is. And
oh God.
Let's see. Horace Struck says, my brother got in a fight at a bar with a vet because my brother rejected the vet over arm wrestling. Rejected the vet over arm wrestling?
Vet felt disrespected from the rejection, and he said, I fought overseas for you, LOL. How to put it?
I'm not sure. I'm not entirely certain what that situation is. Like, how does your brother reject the vet over arm wrestling? Did he just not want to arm wrestle him? I feel like I'm missing something.
By the way, I'll be perfectly honest. If it sounds like I have like mixed opinions about shit like this, part of it's because I have like many friends who are veterans and I have like family members who are veterans. Mm-hmm. So you know what I mean? Like it's one of those things where.
Well, I think everyone should have mixed feelings about it. It's It's one of those things. If you have a simple opinion on it, you're not actually dealing with it. You know,
What, Jack, did you just say that you agree with and respect the fact that I have a nuanced and multifaceted set of feelings and opinions about a subject? No. This is the internet.
Oh, the vet wanted a match, but my brother said no. Well, I'm surprised he didn't just do the pussy, you know, just.
See, that's the thing. Most of the vets I know would be like, "Eh, fucking pussy," and then move on.
That's right. You get back there.
Oh,
it's like, I'm sorry. Did you think I only fired one time a gun? Yeah.
On a much, I guess, lighter note, dude, last night was crazy. Last 2 nights were crazy. For the past 2 days, I had several friends just staying at my house for like 48 hours.
Yeah.
And first night we had a Cronenberg marathon, and the second night we had an Argento marathon.
Ooh, what was Cronenberg marathon?
Okay, so we watched all things I had seen before, but the point was that like every film that got watched, at least one person among us did not see it before. So, we watched The Brood.
Mm-hmm.
Videodrome, Scanners, and Crash.
Oh,
I love
you took those in order.
Yeah. I fucking love Videodrome.
Videodrome's great. You know, Videodrome's great. Even if it has James Woods in it, who's a gigantic piece of shit.
Death to Videodrome. Long live the new flesh.
Yeah.
I love how people really do try to say that like that horror is like, you know, that's like unevolved, or that it's like, you know, that's like super basic or some shit. And I'm like, hi, this Canadian just made a highly experimental film about late stage capitalism and moving from a system of physical worth to sign value, and how it's going to destroy everything. That's amazing. And I love when people don't get that that's what the film is.
Oh yeah. You know, it's all, you know, Videodrome is all about, do we make the media or does it make us? I don't know. You know, like, yeah, there's not a solid yes or no on that. It just seems to be like, it seems to work both ways. I like Crash a lot.
Crash is really good.
Yeah. Although I love this thing that Cronenberg does.
Which thing? He does so much.
He does a lot of things, but like there's this constant motif that he uses, which is this. If he only does this to like the main relationship in a story. If the couple have sex looking at each other, it's a good relationship. If they aren't, it's a toxic relationship.
Yes.
You know, like, it's like, and I noticed it when I first saw Crash. Because, like in Videodrome, there's a similar scene to the one in Crash where, was it James Spader, and, God, I forget who the female lead was in that movie. I do remember it was someone important.
Okay. Which scene are you talking about, though?
Oh, where they're having sex, but they're facing away from each other. It was Holly Hunter. Wait, no, it couldn't be. Was it Holly Hunter? I guess.
Wait, in Videodrome, you said?
No, in Crash.
Oh, okay. I thought you said Videodrome. I was like, wait, what? I was like, no.
Oh no, it was Catherine Ballard was the main love interest, dude's wife, basically. Or was it Kara? Yeah, the actress's name is Deborah Kara Unger. I wonder if she's related to Babe Unger, the old television producer. Probably. You know,
Cat Hermit's like, oh man, you probably should have added naked lunch to that watch party, Yogi. Should we have? Yes. But can I be perfectly honest with you? By the time we got through, because this started at like 7:00 p.m. So by the time we got through Crash, it was like, I'm tired.
Yeah, it's got to be like 3 or 4 in the morning, you know, at that point.
Like, I want to go to bed. Oh, I was also very happy because the next day, even though the next day was like an Argento marathon in which we watched several of his giallos and then like all of the Three Mothers trilogy, I did all of them under protest. I must point this out.
Yeah, you're like, Suspiria, great. Second one, terrible. Third one, not as bad, you know?
I disagree. I think Mother of Tears is worse than Inferno. I think Mother of Tears is worse than Inferno.
Mother of Tears at least has the like the quality of being vintage, you know, 'cause it's an older movie.
No, other way around. Inferno's
the older one, right?
Yeah.
Right. I meant so you're saying like okay, so yeah, Inferno is a little bit better because it's aged. You know, you're a little more forgiving of it. You know, like your racist grandma. You know,
exactly. I think I do enjoy Inferno. I just think that what Inferno is an enjoyable movie. It's atmospheric. It's well acted. It's bizarrely written, which is exactly what you want out of Dario Argento. The fucking lighting and setting and cinematography is beautiful. I will say that watching it immediately after Suspiria is like, okay, we have gone downhill.
Oh yeah, it's definitely several steps down.
Yeah, and that's not to say that Inferno is bad. That is, however, to say that Suspiria is fucking amazing.
Yeah, Inferno's not a terrible movie, but it's not all that good. You know, and then Mother of Tears is like, why? There's a bit of why. It's not Dracula 3D bad, but you know,
very few things are Dracula 3D.
Yeah, well, maybe Twixt.
I'll give you that.
Yeah, like Twixt.
Blair Witch 2, Book of Shadows. Yeah.
I would say Blair Witch, Book of Shadows at least. My problem with Blair Witch Book of Shadows is just kind of, how to put it. They had everything they needed to make that movie good.
They didn't do it.
It would never have been great, but it would have been like, yeah, B+, you know, like, you know, it never would have been an A movie, but it could have been like a D, you know, high B, you know, but as it is, it's like a low C because you're sitting there going like, oh, look, it turns out they're all crazy.
Who would have thought?
We all thought, you know, like,
because that's what happened. Because that's essentially the point of the original film, is that everyone loses their goddamn mind.
Yeah. And I also thought the idea of going, you could have used that same idea several years later to do a really good, like, cabin in the woods style takedown and homage to found footage films.
Johnny Too Dangerous, but Yogi, Blair Witch 2 has Jeffrey Donovan. Not good enough.
No, not good enough.
Him simply being there is no longer good enough.
Yeah, and the thing that's really sad is you look at the way they were trying to construct the plot, and you're like, actually, you guys put a lot of effort into this. I'm sorry.
They did, and it fell so bad.
Yeah. It just kind of hits like a turd on the road, just like, oh,
my God.
who knows who to blame? Weinstein has to be partially to blame. I don't even know if he produced that shit. I'm just gonna blame him.
It's usually the right thing to blame.
Yeah,
Weinstein.
Book of Shadows may have been a script for something completely different. It felt like it, if you know what I mean.
And I need to point out, the reason I brought up Book of Shadows is because before we started watching the Argento stuff earlier during that second day, I was like looking through shit, and on my YouTube account, I have bought digital copies of both the Blair Witch Project and the true sequel, Blair Witch. And I'm going through them, and my one friend goes, I've never seen that movie. And I'm like, we're watching this.
Which one? Blair Witch or the Blair Witch Project?
The first one, Blair Witch Project.
Oh, yeah. You got to see that one at least once.
I was like, no, we're watching this now. And afterwards, my friend turned to me and went, this is really good. And I'm like, yes, it is.
Yeah. It's what kickstarted the found footage boom.
Not just found footage. It also kickstarted ARG.
Yes. Yeah.
Because
they had existed before, but that's when it became that's when it got released into the mainstream. Which had its big cultural effect. Which
I'll say this here, because I know that this group of people, especially you, would be excited about this.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know when this would happen, because we're in talks about this. I potentially may be working on an independent film.
Okay.
That uses found footage and ARG formatting about the Jersey Devil.
I hope it's a good one. Because, how to put it, I've seen a lot of Jersey Devil movies, and there's only one that's any good. It's called The Barons.
The Barons.
Yeah, The Barons is good because, one, there's an actual Jersey Devil in it.
The idea that got presented to me over this past week was the concept of it has to start off at the shore, because of course it does.
Yeah.
It has to start off at a bonfire at the shore. Half of the people in the group being bennies, because of course. And the whole point being that the people from Jersey, who are actually from Jersey in that group, are sitting there talking about man, you've never really heard about the story about the Jersey Devil?
Yeah.
And everyone in this group is getting drunk and high. And then it turns into, no, fuck it. We're going down there. We're going down to see it. And horrible things happen.
Yeah, actually, that's a good point. I don't think I've actually seen a Jersey Devil movie that had characters that were from Jersey in it.
That's why they're always bad.
Yeah. Oh, wait a minute. I don't think I've seen that before. And
also, can I point out?
Catherine's I hope it's spared the last broadcast. Oh, what? Yeah. Yeah.
Catherine, you think I would be a part of a project that bad?
Well, not intentionally.
That hurts my soul.
Not intentionally. Shit happens. I'm never going to get mad at someone for making a bad movie. But if you have a history of ruining movies, that's when I take it personal.
We have me and the other main creative person, but who actually I shouldn't say the other. Me and the main creative person behind this. I'm not going to take credit where it's not due.
Right.
We have agreed that there needs to be one scene towards the beginning where, like, you know, the tale of the Jersey Devil gets told and presented in this, you know, in this very like long ago with like pictographs kind of way, and then it pulls back and you see that what is happening is you're watching a digital basically like an Adobe project, and then someone turns
Oh,
and then
okay.
someone turns to a director and goes, well, what do you think? And the director has to sit there and with the thickest Jersey accent have to go, this fucking sucks. I can't fucking sell this. I don't know what you want me to do.
Oh, yeah.
Fucking sucks.
Well,
Your voiceover is terrible.
well, man. Well, actually, horror comedy is something that hasn't been done with the Jersey Devil.
See, and
I think about it, Catherine. You're like, do you like the last broadcast? I didn't. Well, let me put it this way: everything was okay until we got to the end. Like, in my opinion, everything was okay till you get to the end of that movie, and then you're like, oh, come on, you know, like. Because I have this thing about Jersey Devil movies, which is to be a Jersey Devil movie, there must actually be a Jersey Devil in it. It can be something you don't expect, but a monster has to be involved. And it can't be Bigfoot, because if it's Bigfoot, then it's a Bigfoot movie.
That was so. I hated that.
Yeah, God, which one was that? Where it was like, it's Bigfoot. It was, was that Sasquatch Mountain? I think that was
Maybe.
Sasquatch Mountain. Where it was like, you know, they're hunting the Jersey Devil, and you're like, but it's called Sasquatch Mountain. Is Sasquatch going to turn out to be the Jersey Devil? Yeah.
See, that's the thing. We gotta, and we're thinking of bringing. We
know
the
concept was okay. Like the idea behind the last broadcast was good. It was just like the execution just didn't work. Like, well, at the end anyway.
Yeah. And I will say, like, I think that we can actually pull this off rather well, because between the two of us, we happen to be connected to or know multiple people in the ARG community. Because, fun fact, I don't know if you know this, but a lot of the more successful ARGs are made by people in Jersey.
Yeah. I also know a couple of people who did them down here. I think he now lives in not Oakland, Portland. I think he now lives in Portland.
Loving the hair tonight, Yogi. Thank you, Town Eccentric. My secret is I put water on it and went, there we go.
I think my favorite appearance of the Jersey Devil was probably in The Wolf Among Us. Because, like, they're throwing it in your face that this guy is the Jersey Devil the entire time, and you don't pick up on it. I didn't pick up on it. You know, you got this greasy Carl, like, from fucking Aqua Teen Hunger Force looking guy, just going like, you need to be careful with hey, you need to be careful with your stepping, Big B. You know? You ain't so big and bad no more. And you're just like, who the fuck is this guy? And they just keep calling him Jersey. And you're like, who's this fucking dude? Because everyone else is like a fairy tale character. And then he transforms and you're like, oh, he's the Jersey Devil.
See, and what I will say is this: I'm torn over if we do this project, whether or not we should really show the Jersey Devil. The Jersey Devil needs to be in it, of course, but how much we show of it, that's a whole different thing, because nothing fucks up a movie than a full view of a badly made monster.
Yeah, this is where the cinematography is going to really count. You know, because if it looks good, you know, and you put it in and you put it in shadow and show just enough, then like you're really golden. But if it don't look good, then you need to know what you can show and what you can't.
See, this is why, like, for instance, like, this is why we're happy we know the people that we do. For instance, between the two of us, we basically know all the people who have been involved in, like, the big Jersey-based, like, Slenderman ARGs, like, His Dark
Oh,
Harvest,
okay.
and
Yeah.
all that shit. And what made those work? Well, Slenderman was in them, yes, but the view was always obscured. The tape was fucking up. Or he's like slightly in a doorway or some shit. Because if you just straight up looked at it, that would be stupid.
Yeah, yeah. This is gonna be how to put it. This is gonna be a lot of creative thinking on the set. Just a lot of it. And so yeah, I would make sure that well, I mean, I don't know what part of it you're doing, so I would make sure that the script is very, very, very tight. Like, not a lot of fat on the script, and just allow for the production and the actors and the situation, the cinematography to like kind of fill those areas in, because shit's going to go wrong. And the more complicated the story is, the more vectors there are for failure.
No,
And
exactly.
yeah, and when you're working with a very, very small budget, that is death.
I know we want to employ. Oh God, it's technically a pseudo improv style of acting. What is it?
Mumblecore.
No, what?
Mumblecore.
No, not that.
No, not that? Oh, okay.
Not that. It's like a pseudo improv form of acting. It's called like Minos Miro, something like that. But it's like you know, the improv acting that they used for the original Blair Witch project, where it's like based on like heightening emotions and things like that.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Where you have an idea, where you have like, you're like, this is the scene. I need you at, you start the scene here. You get these things happen. You get here, and you kind of
Yeah,
let the actors do it.
yeah, yes. This is where we escalate to. This is where we result. That whole thing.
Yeah,
Um, because that's the thing. That's what make that's what makes like found footage and things like that's what makes that work, is because
yeah,
if it
yeah,
if it doesn't feel like people actually crafting an impromptu conversation and it looks scripted, then
yeah. It
you can't
dies. It
craft.
dies. It dies very quickly. Oh, I'll be right back. I gotta go handle something. Drop some kids off at the pool. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. I'll be right back.
Because he had that there, coffee and a cigarette. Yogi making a movie? Possibly. There is a potential of me and a couple people working on an independent kind of found footage ARG style uh, film about the Jersey Devil. So fingers crossed, because the idea was pitched to me only recently, but I'm really excited about the concept and I really want to do it. Never heard that euphemism before. How old are you? The answer is probably younger than us, because that's a our times. Let's see. Hey John, how you doing, cutie? Let's see. Also decide how the monster is going to look ASAP. There are like a million ways the Jersey Devil has been described, so you might want to narrow that down before special effects get involved. That's the thing. Look, I appreciate all legitimate artistic interpretations of the Jersey Devil, but as far as I'm concerned, as someone who was born and raised in this state, if that original like newspaper sketch of him is not the basis for the design, then fuck it. When it comes to the films, anyway. Um, I respect I respect all like artistic interpretations of it, but for me personally, what I really love is that original drawing. Correct me if I'm wrong, Yogi. The Jersey Devil is a goat with wings, right? Is that the image you're going with? Oh, no, man. I'll ask Jack to look up like the original sketch I'm talking about because he looked funky. He's long and thin and gangly, and I love it. Jersey Devil looks like Danny DeVito. No, no, he doesn't. Because first of all, Danny DeVito ain't from here. Danny DeVito, a Philly boy. You know, and also, no, Danny DeVito is not the Jersey Devil. Danny DeVito is the trash man. Where's Jack? Jack is using the euphemism right now. He'll be right back. Horsehead, bat winged humanoid. Yeah, kind of. It's weird. Like the original drawing, like it looks somewhere between like a goat, horse, giraffe thing with weird curly like bun horns and big ass bat wings and like really heavy looking hooves on narrow ankles. That sketch is used on the Wikipedia page. Yes. DeVito is a Chad. DeVito is the true Chad. All these all these fucking like all these fucking cis white het fucking big ass bodybuilder dudes with shitty attitudes. Nah, they ain't the real Chad. DeVito, that's a true Chad. See, okay, it's good to see a fellow It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia fan on stream. Okay, if I'm going to be 100% honest with you, I wouldn't consider myself a fan. Not because I think the show is bad, but because I have a deep hatred for the city of Philadelphia and the people. Because Pennsylvania. All right. And I watched that show and I'm like, oh, I know people like this. And that's the thing. I get that the point of the show is look at them. They're awful. And it's funny. I get that. I get that that is, it's not the only point of the show. It's not the only place the show goes, but it's a central theme of the show. And the problem with any show like that is if you know people who actually are the real world equivalents of those, you go, oh, it's like why Jack can't really watch Portlandia, not because the show is bad, because he's like, this is too fucking accurate. It's not funny anymore. I remember seeing Danny DeVito when I worked at the airport. Uh, even tried and not even tired of not wanting to talk to anyone. He's polite to retail employees, so I dig him. Yeah, Danny DeVito is an awesome human being. In Danny DeVito's entire career as an actor, writer, producer, and director, the only choice he's ever made that I kind of question is when he made Matilda. And the only thing I question about that is him simultaneously playing Mr. Wormwood and being the narrator. It's a bit odd. But that's it. Otherwise, I fucking love that movie, and it's one of my childhood favorites. But it's literally the only thing in his entire career I've ever like called him. DeVito was born at. Oh, is he from Neptune? Well, you know what? I was wrong. I was wrong. Uh, the last week's episode of It's Always Sunny had the gang go to a Chuck E. Cheese parody called Risky Rats. Oh my god, that's beautiful. Was it question? This Risky Rats, was it what Chuck E. Cheese used to be, like super adult? Or was it actually current Chuck E. Cheese, which is super kid friendly? Holy shit. I don't know if you guys can hear the pinging, but Jesus, my WhatsApp is just fucking going off on me. Jesus. Oh my god. Then grew up in Asbury Park. Well, fuck. Wait. Yogi was wrong. The end is not. No, no, no. I'm very seldom right, actually. I'm very seldom right about anything. I'm usually a very wrong person. Huh. I needed to check something because I didn't think he was ever on this show, but I just needed to confirm it. Because I've seen every episode, but I'm always good again. I'm always capable of being wrong. Um, Dan DeVito has apparently never been on Bob's Burgers, even though he grew up in Asbury Park, which is totally where Bob's Burgers is set. Huh. This should be fixed. This really should be fixed. Even if it's just a one-time character, this should be fixed. Let's see. It was current Chuck E. Cheese, but the gang was upset that the place wasn't like the adult version they remember. Exactly. And they try to make it like they remembered, but as always, they cause destruction. Yeah, yeah. So yeah, no, I will admit that like that the concept of Always Sunny in Philadelphia is very funny. I love the idea of, what's the whole driving force of the show? They're a destructive, dysfunctional, toxic relationship group. That's hilarious. Um, this should be fixed. Yeah, it should be, shouldn't it? Uh, Danny DeVito and Sam Cedar on the same episode. Oh. John, you trying to overload the fucking reality algorithm. Uh Yogi, your face is funny. That is all. Hi, Guru. Thank you. I know my face is funny. I love you and I miss you, and I cannot wait till the next time I get to give you a big old hug. Kind of Seinfeld, only less played out. Yes. I will always tell people this. Seinfeld is one of my favorite shows from when I was younger. And I think something that speaks to the testament of how good Seinfeld the show actually is that it makes it bearable to watch Jerry Seinfeld. I don't like that man very much. Love the show. Do not like that man. Um, John, leave. uh, wasn't that this? Jack's poops usually take anywhere between 1 hour and next. Everyone who remembers that video from a while ago of Jack reviewing the was it Burger King or McDonald's who was doing like the black ham, like the Halloween themed food colored hamburger? Yeah, no, that fucking reaction of him going, oh, that was not scripted. That was real. Jersey Devil versus Cropsy. No, no, I am not fighting Staten Island. We're not doing that. We're not doing that for two main reasons. I'm tired of the concepts of any part of Jersey fighting any part of New York, because the truth is, we bitch and moan and argue with each other, but we will jointly fuck up everybody else. It's just true. That was Burger King, I'm pretty sure. The Black Whopper. Yeah, the Halloween Whopper. Yeah, that's nice.
All right.
Our favorite Southerner chat.
Burger King Halloween Whopper. Yep. The results of my unholy consumption. Yeah, sorry, it took a minute.
By the way, our favorite Southerners in the chat.
Who's that?
John.
Did you say? I thought you said summoner.
No.
Southerner. Oh.
Southerner.
I was like, our favorite summoner is in the chat. Like, do we? What?
Hey, I'm sorry that I'm too fucking Northeast Coast to talk, in multisyllabic terms for you fucking West Coast California snowflakes. Okay, I'm fucking sorry. No, I'm not.
Oh man. Oh dude, I love that Halloween Whopper, man. That's actually really super fucking good. One of the few things like from Burger King that I actually really liked.
I think one of my favorite arguments I ever had with someone over Burger King is I got super excited when they came out with the Impossible Whopper because I'm like, oh, cool. I fucking miss having Whoppers. I do. And I'm like, yeah, no, it's a little expensive, but that's fine because that'll encourage me not to eat it too often because you should never eat fast food too often. It's always a terrible idea, regardless of meat or non-meat. It's a terrible idea. But someone had an argument with me over the fucking Impossible Whopper. They were like, it's a fucking conspiracy, right? Because you know how much fucking estrogen that thing has. So much fucking estrogen in it. They're trying to feminize you. And I looked dead at this person. I said, good.
What?
I hope it.
How much estrogen is in that thing? I mean, what is that? Why you don't eat salad? Like, because it's just basically flavored plant matter, isn't it?
Yeah, that's all it is.
Yeah,
that's all it is.
Like, what?
But it was so funny. I looked at the person. I was like, good. I hope it feminizes me. I'm already powerful. If I had tits and a thin ass and wide hips, I'd be unfucking stoppable.
Yeah. Let's see. Horger's like, it was a Whopper with food coloring, which means you dig the Whopper. Not as much as the one with the black bun, I'll tell you that. Hey, sometimes the first taste is with the eye. I don't know what else to tell you.
They're still doing the soy thing crazy. People are fucking nuts. Believe me, with the amount of soy that I have eaten over my life, if that whole estrogen conspiracy thing, if that was true, I'd have fucking double D's and I'd be waving them at this camera right now.
Well, I mean, I think that'd be most of us, if we're being honest with ourselves.
Why would we be honest with ourselves, Jack? We're Americans.
Oh, yeah. Well, we're Americans. Like, no, it's those weird Christian guys. Those weird fucking, like, alpha and sigma males that are just like, what the fuck is wrong with you two? What's wrong with you guys? You're all fucking weird and I don't like you. You know?
Oh, hey.
Women don't like us. Well, I don't know if you noticed it, but other guys don't seem to like you much better.
Oh, hey. Do you want to hear something funny that you will laugh at me about?
Yeah.
So the other day when my friends were over, okay, so, all right, so here's my e-juice, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if you can see that, but that says 3 milligram of nicotine because I do the lowest setting possible. Now you, as a habitual smoker, will laugh at me about this.
Oh, okay.
I was temporarily out the other day while we were watching shit. And I turned to my one friend Spencer and I'm like, "Hey, could I have some of your e-juice?" And they're like, "Yeah, sure. Here, it's pink lemonade." And I'm like, "Ooh, cool flavors." And put that in, start puffing away, and again, I'm used to 3 milligrams, so I
you got sick.
No, not sick. Not sick, because I'm an experienced hookah smoker. I'm not going to get sick. I know when my body starts giving off signs. But all of a sudden, I started you know that nicotine high that you get to where like your body feels like static?
Yes.
Yeah. I started to like get to that and I was like, can I see that bottle again? And I look at it and it's like 50 milligrams. And I was just like, I'm going to be awake for a while.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. You know, I would have to quit smoking for a couple of months in order to get that again.
Victor Necrofunk, I feel cheated. Where are my double D's? Me too. Believe me, Vic, I wish I had large titties so I could wave them at you. I wish I could. And you better fucking at least put $1 in my fucking bra if I ever do that.
Yep.
Because respect the artistry.
I married a pair, so, you know. Yeah, John, okay, so John saw From Black. Did you? Yogi, did you? Oh, you haven't? No. Didn't do your homework.
No, I didn't say that.
Okay, go on. Go on.
I'm not saying that I don't feel bad about the fact that you got addicted to junk. I'm not saying that. I am, however, saying, how are you going to get to the point of research and analysis and whatever to employ black magic and then actually think you can cheat the devil?
I know. That's the pride goeth before the fall, right?
No, the summoning worked. Run out of the circle.
No, don't do that, yo.
No.
If it was that easy, someone would have written that in the spell. Yeah, that's how I feel about that shit. You're like, well, why don't you do this? It's like, well, clearly it doesn't work. Why? Because you think someone else hasn't done that, and apparently no one survived enough to fucking write that down. So that seems like a bad idea.
Because funny thing about magicians, and we can both say this is true. Funny thing about us, we take too many notes.
Yeah.
If we've written something, that means do not deviate from what's written.
Yeah, it is one of those. It is one of those like, oh, you actually wrote this down. It's like, yup. Why? Well, because shit actually happened, and I want to repeat it, you know?
John says if we're talking this, he needs to be on.
Oh, sure. We can do that. Yeah, just get yourself all gussied up. Gussy. I don't know why I like using like old-timey slang sometimes.
Because it's fun as fuck.
Yeah. It's like, how them gams, you know? Hey, Dad, you're not with it. I used to be with it, but then they changed what it was. Now what it is, I ain't it.
Well, hot dog, sir. I believe that's a crackerjack idea.
Yeah. And what I find, what is it is now strange and scary to me. It'll happen to you.
Is it possible? Am I out of touch? No.
It's children that are wrong.
Good times. Rule 2, you do not talk about Fight Club. Wait, wrong movie. Yes, but also true.
Oh, God. No, I may not be. Actually, I love that. I forget if it was like The Simpsons or Futurama. It was one of the Matt Groening ones where it's like, now I may not be some big city lawyer. He's not, you know?
The he's not one is from Simpsons. However, they also did the country southerner, like fucking seersucker suit lawyer in Futurama with the giant.
The giant chicken, like, I might just be a simple country hyper chicken. Bok.
It's like, now, would you please tell the court? I'm sorry, I thought you were corn.
Oh, man. Okay.
Prosecution, present your case. Your Honor, yon crawdad done ate up our flag.
Dude, I realized the other day that I have like a weird limit that I actually think is pretty reasonable. I just didn't realize I had it. So for one, I watch Stale-Cracker, right? He is this Cajun dude who he has a real Cajun accent, but he plays it up for the camera.
Oh wait, doesn't he have he cooks, right?
Yeah, he cooks. He's just let's make a jammed up jambalaya, do that money. And he did videos of himself like crawdad hunting and like just moving alligators aside with his oar, with the boat oar, and I'm like, damn. He even cooked gator on his show. And I'm like,
I've had gator.
Okay, interesting. But then I saw another guy who you watch catch an iguana for food, and he doesn't show you the slaughter, but then you see the raw meat, and I got really upset.
Why?
Dude, I don't know why. This is something about iguana where I'm like, no, don't fucking skin the iguana, you motherfucker.
Oh. Okay, carnism. I understand.
I don't even know. What do you mean by that?
Okay, so I'm sorry, but as the vegetarian pseudo vegan, I'm gonna talk about it for a hot second. I apologize.
Mm-hmm.
So carnism is the concept of so how can I explain this? So at the end of the day, eating meat is a choice. It's your choice, and I respect that, but it is a choice.
Mm-hmm.
Because for most human beings, well, okay, for a large portion of human population, we don't actually need to eat meat. A lot of us are not at a point where it's actually necessary, which, fair enough. But carnism is the concept that the choice to eat meat has in it an inherent philosophy that is entirely dependent upon cultural situations and norms. For instance, when people get upset, when in certain cultures they'll do things like eat a dog.
Yeah.
And people get upset about it. And it's like, why? It's like, well, it's not like it's a dog. I'm like, it's no different from a pig. It's not. In fact, the dog is less intelligent than a pig, if anything.
Okay.
But you're just used to this concept of, no, these are the things we eat. These are the things we don't eat. Why? I don't know. It's just the way it is. No, there are arbitrary lines that are drawn over culture and time.
Yeah. I think it is. I think it's because I have a pets or meat philosophy. Maybe that's it. Like I do like iguanas as pets. If I kept gators as pets, I'd probably feel weird about eating gator.
Have you ever had gator?
No, I haven't.
It's pretty. I'm saying this as someone who doesn't eat any meat anymore. It's actually pretty good.
Yeah,
John's pretty.
Yeah. John's in the of the thing. Let's finish getting this set up. Oh,
Howdy.
Whoa. Howdy, John.
Hey, buddy.
All right. Hey. So here's my thing, Yogi, and this is talking about the whole. Is it weird to eat the dog? Why are you okay with the dog with eating a cow but not a dog? As a fucking, I was gonna say, as a redneck, let me just say, sometimes there is no difference.
There really isn't. There really isn't. Those lines are completely arbitrary and based entirely on time, culture, and circumstance.
Listen, I as a young child, I helped with meat slaughterhouses and shit like that. I had to kill cows I named. It's fucked up.
kind of does something to you, especially since like, but that's the thing. And again, John, I will never judge you for not being a vegetarian because again, it's your fucking choice.
Right.
But at the same time, I'm sure you, as someone who has been in that situation, whenever people bring up things like cows are just stupid animals, you're probably like, no.
Cows are stupid animals, but they have character, and that's the problem.
See, that they do have character. They do. Have you? You know what my favorite thing that they do? Have you ever seen when in like a dairy farm situation or whatever, when cows get let out like the first day of spring,
Mm-hmm.
and they start like dancing and jumping because oh my god, sun and grass.
Yeah, I could probably be a dairy farmer. I don't think I could be a rancher. You know,
Fair.
I mean, that's fair. You know, for me, it was like I
could if it really came down to it, but I would feel bad.
Yeah, my family just like raised like goats, but it was like we occasionally had to slaughter like one or two, but it wasn't like a every year thing. Like we didn't have like a slaughterhouse. It was just literally like we'd sell it to someone or some shit like that.
Yeah.
But like that's what I tell people. Like if you're gonna eat meat, you have got to come to terms with how you get that. And if you can't come to terms with that, then you have a then you morally object, and you really should think about it.
Yeah, which is weird.
Right. Yeah, it's like, oh, I can't watch videos of slaughterhouses. I'm like, then you really shouldn't eat meat, especially if you're eating like Purdue chicken or Tyson chicken.
Oh, dude. Yeah. Yeah. My feelings on chickens is I am a little bit more removed from the chicken. You know,
there's a lot of chickens on this planet.
Yeah. I don't tend to get attached to like a particular chicken. If I did, I'd probably feel weird.
Like honestly, if we just stopped eating red meat, it would not only make the planet more inhabitable, but it would also like decrease a lot of meat consumption.
Yeah.
And land consumption from that. So we'd have like more area where we could put more housing or more, you know, like country hospitals, shit like that. Like if we just like weren't spending like multiple acres feeding cows to kill them.
Yeah, it's no secret whatsoever, and anyone who argues with it is just blatantly bold-faced wrong. I'm sorry, they're just fucking wrong.
Yeah.
That anyone that like, you know, it's no secret that meat production more heavily on the red meat side, but in general, the production and processing of meat for consumption is one of, if not the leading cause for greenhouse gas buildup, water and land-based waste and deforestation.
Yeah. For some reason, here's where it gets weird. Okay. For me, this is where it gets weird. I could kill, eat, and skin and eat a deer.
Yeah.
Easily. Yeah. Well, I mean, like, morally easily. Like, I'd probably, I'm not a great hunter is what I'm saying. You know?
You can borrow my buck knife. It's fine.
Yeah. Like, I don't have the practice skill to do it well.
It's not the consumption of meat that's the problem.
Not for me, but like for me, I do have like I would rather this wasn't eaten in front of me because, like, okay, here's one where I'm like, look, this is just bad. I will never, ever, 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 ever do it. And even though it is meat and it should qualify, but we all know that it doesn't. People. We all know that it's weird to eat people.
Well, beyond the fact that, like, how to put it, like, it's such a good thing that we don't argue about that because even morals aside, just basic biology, that will kill you.
It's also bad for you. Like, if you do
just don't eat the brain. Just don't eat the brain. You'll be all right.
Oh no, it's no, I couldn't eat people. You know,
No, I couldn't either.
like I'm sitting there, I watch Yellow Jackets, and I'm like, would you do this? And I'm like, I don't know, man. I might just starve to death. Maybe
Fair.
not. I don't know, and I never
here's-
want to be in that fucking situation.
Here's the thing. That's not a question you just have to answer once.
Exactly, right?
That's a question you get asked every day as you look at your friend Steven, who's not doing too hot, and he's probably going to die anyways. And, you know, Steven would probably be willing to sacrifice himself so you could live.
Well, yeah, but like that is a situation that here's how I deal with that situation. By doing my damnedest to make sure that never happens near me. If
Fair
it's
enough.
one of those like, oh my God, you know, like I think we could. Okay, so take the story that Moby Dick is based on, which is horrific.
Yeah, I think Ask a Mortician did.
Yeah, Ask a Mortician did a whole video on that thing. It's really good.
Yeah, like one of the only video essayists I can stand. Anyways,
Yeah, but anyway, she just breaks down everything that happened historically because they have records of it. And I'm like,
cannibalism was popular, man. Like people did it all the time. Back
it
in the day.
happened, and I found myself going, no, I'd have gotten off the boat with those first two dudes.
Right?
You know, it's
Fuck
like, oh,
that
we're
shit,
worried
I'll
about
hunt.
cannibals. And I'm like, yeah, but it's a fucking island. It's got fresh water. Fuck it. I'll take my goddamn chances because
There's
I
proof.
am not as worried about getting eaten by a tribe of random assholes as I am getting eaten by a bunch of you guys sitting in a boat in the middle of the ocean.
Okay, I can tell you where that comes from.
Racism.
So you know, yes, it's literally white fear.
Fuck that. You know, like, fuck that. I like, hey,
Well,
I mean,
hey, look, I'm a whitey. I don't get it either.
yeah, but it's one of those like, oh my God, there are cannibals on that island. And I'm like, I think that also would be part of it. What color is their skin? Oh, they're dark, weird people. I'm like, oh no, we'll be fine. We'll be fine. You know, like if it was white cannibals, then it's like, oh God, because then you know they're crazy. You know?
Oh yeah.
Look, there's gonna be cannibals on this little boat.
Exactly.
Like,
Exactly.
I gotta bring attention to the comment because I love it. George version 1 saying, "Eat the heart, take the power." Now remember, Fry, when you kill someone, don't forget to eat his heart to take his courage. His tasty, tasty courage.
I'm so glad that show's coming back.
This is an outrage. I was going to eat that mummy.
Anyways, y'all were talking about From Black, and let me tell you something. Godless heathen does no worship, does no magic. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Dude, I don't know how to say. Oh, sorry, John. Yeah, I got feelings too.
After the grief part, we're going to spoil a little bit, but after the grief part of the ritual, I was like, okay, look, you're already in it.
Oh yeah,
There's no backing out.
Oh yeah, there's no backing out at that point.
And you literally just suffer probably the worst thing you could possibly suffer in this deal. Just finish.
Yeah, because like the other thing is like I found myself going like, okay, it's what I signed up for. It's like, okay, we got the thing that really matters already.
Yeah.
I get to have my half. I get to have the additional thing if I just complete the ritual. And it's one of those, if you're not worried about being damned forever in hell, which by the way is not a part of the ritual.
No. I think that the creature was an angel. That's my theory.
Well, see, that's why I say it makes a perfect double feature with a dark song, because it's the two halves of the ritual film. Like a ritual where someone makes the divine choice versus someone who does everything wrong.
Half-ass is the profane choice.
Half-ass
That's
is
the
it.
other.
Yeah. You got to be the devil. You need to commit.
that's the thing, John, with you saying like I'm not so sure. I think the creature might have been an angel. How can I put it? Demons to some,
Angels to others. Yeah, like it's like Hellraiser says it. Fucking Jacob's Ladder also said it. You know, come on.
At that point, like he warned you. Look, we either stop today or we don't. But today is going to be literally the hardest day you have ever experienced in your existence. I cannot begin to describe how bad today is going to be. And you went through all of that, and you still tried to take shortcuts. Like you've done, the whole movie is just me going like, girl, just like stop trying to look for the easy way out.
Yeah, and why are you fucking over the other person?
Yeah, for real.
Like that's the other part of it where I've been like, wait a minute, me trying to get out of this fuck someone else over? No.
And then on top,
not unless I know they deserve it, which by the way, she also screwed up.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, no. And then on top of that, right? On top of it, not only am I going to choose to take the thing to try to fuck someone else over, but I'm going to try to offer that person in not at all the right way as per the guidelines. What
fucking ritual told you what you had to do? And it's like, no, there it is. You stole fizzy lifting drinks. It's in black and white, clear as crystal.
The character at the end, at the feast, the whole time I'm like, I'd be acting exactly the same fucking way.
I'd be super angry. Yeah. It's like, just do it. It's the agreement.
I can't. You've ruined my chance. You've ruined my life. The least you can do is finish this out so that you can get what you want.
Yeah.
But that
wouldn't do it. No, I'd have just been like, wait. So I need to find someone who's in this exact same situation, give them the same offer. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, it's one of those. The ritual is rough. It's hard. It's scary. But considering what you get in return, it's like, isn't that worth it?
Well, here's the thing. Isn't that worth it? Yeah, to the person that's willing to pay that price.
Exactly. Nah, she was fucking around. She fucked around and she found out.
Yes. I mean, what is that movie about if not the acceptance of responsibilities and consequences?
Exactly. That's exactly it.
That's what I love about like the way that film ends up. It's like, oh, if it ain't the consequences of my own
actions, because like, of course, like, you know, the stab at the end, you know, which makes that made me laugh at the end so hard, is that no, Demon's telling the truth. He's not screwing you. Demon is not screwing you. Demon is giving you exactly what it promised.
The ritual is not a pyramid scheme. It's literally you bought this, now you have to pay.
Yeah, and the payment is you take the ritual to somebody else. You perform the ritual for somebody else. That's it.
So it's one of those things where it's like if you fuck around, it becomes a pyramid scheme, but it's not really one.
Yeah, and she has a lot of chances to do it correctly. She's given a lot of second chances until finally get to the end, and the demon's just like, no, we're done.
That's why I think it was an angel, because it kept giving her chances to make it right.
Well, I mean,
and she kept refusing.
Well, I mean, in a Christian, in like technically a Christian themed, fucking metaphysical existence. What is a demon but an angel with a very bad looking face? I mean, really.
Shh, don't tell the fundies that, okay?
Yeah. Well,
oh, how dare I bring up their fucking basic mythology? How fucking dare I?
But like that's the whole time me and Jesse are watching this. We're both like, this dumb bitch, just do it. Just fucking like.
Yeah, it's not like how to put it? It's not like, oh, this is too easy to be true and you should have known better. It's not like Mr. Gaunton Needful Things. You know, it's like, hi, do this grueling, horrific ritual. Make this deal, which means that you're going to have to do this all over again. Okay. I mean, it's not going to be easy, but you do have to do it.
And every fucking step of the way, like from the first part of the ritual to the fucking last part, she was constantly looking for a way to like get out of it.
Yeah, she's constantly looking for a way to get out of it, and the fucking entity is just getting madder and madder.
Well, even like the first part, like even before like the entity even gets there, she's like, do I really have to wear these chains and be in the circle? It's like, oh my god. You are just starting and you're asking these questions, you're gonna have a really bad time.
Yeah.
Hey man, if you French fry when you're supposed to pizza, you're gonna have
a bad time. Yeah.
Again, that's also, you know, that's why I love juxtaposing it with a dark song, because like, hey, look, this woman fucked around technically with the rules once. Something bad happened. The magician yelled at her, and then she went, "Okay, okay, I'm sorry."
Yeah,
and she did not do it again.
Well, yeah, and when it came to the moment of truth, she made a very different choice. You know, oh god, I'm never gonna forget that scene where she opens that door.
Angels just
the angels just there, and you're like, oh my god, it's real.
I'm not gonna lie, I was kind of hoping, don't get me wrong, I thought the angel looked really cool. I liked what it was. I liked the presentation of it. It was a good effect. It was good design. That being said, I was kind of hoping for a straight up classical "Be Not Afraid" angel.
Oh yeah. But then how would it give that like enigmatic smile?
I know,
like that enigmatic smile that tells you everything, you know.
I know that's the point, which is why it's ultimately the best decision. That being said, I just love that shit.
Oh yeah, I agree.
Be not afraid, sir. I am literally shitting
myself.
Look at you. Like, just look at you.
You're literally just eyes, wings, and flames. That's terrible.
Yeah, that's kind of fucked up. I'm really curious as to what sort of altered state and environment you have to be in to come up to see that in a vision.
Mushrooms,
really? Huh.
I mean, I've seen shit like that on mushrooms, but then again,
not me.
I do.
Yeah,
I do like
me neither.
But then again, I do like Terrence McKenna dosages of mushrooms.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, that's true. Oh, dude, I told Yogi, John, but I don't think I told you. So mushrooms are now like, you know, kind of legalized in the area.
Congratulations.
Yeah, but it had gotten so legalized that you can now buy magic mushroom chocolate bars.
I've had them.
Which I haven't done it yet because I was at a party, but it was one where I was the designated driver. Because I'm the one with a car.
You could have probably eaten two and been cool.
Yeah, but I didn't want to chance it since I had never done this before. Because I was thinking about it, but then I looked at the label on the back. And when you see the correct dosage for a heroic dose, I'm like, I need to be giving this a lot more respect. Because they put it on the label. If you have this much, Terrence McKenna is very proud of you. I don't know if I need that much right now.
If you eat this much, Carl Jung will fly with you.
Yeah. Carl Jung will descend. He will talk to you in a weird accent and tell you how he first learned he wanted to kill a man, you know?
He will personally sign your copy of the Red Book.
Yeah, exactly. Get home's like, was that real? Get home, there's a signature. He is real.
He's real.
It's like, eat this much and climb aboard the spaceship of the imagination. Fuck yes. I love Carl Sagan.
but like that's the thing, man. Like, because like with weed, they just give you percentages. Percentages don't mean shit to me. All right. I need to be like, if you smoke like an eighth of this, you will talk to Elvis. All right, cool. I'll know.
That is, yeah, because apparently that's something you can do with mushrooms. I didn't know that.
Neither did
I didn't know you could get it that fine.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
we cut our teeth on acid, so
yeah. So, but it's still like it could still be like 6 hours of. You know, and if everyone's like, Jack, we need to go home.
Yeah, we do need to go home.
To the spaceship, to the stars. You know, if I'm doing that, everyone's going to be mad. You know?
Yeah, we do need to go home.
Yeah.
How are we going to get there?
Yeah, we could, you know. Oh, God, I still remember that one TikTok. I have a question for you white people, which is, why do you make your animals so strong? What are you running from? I wanted to go to Target, but now my car turned into a spaceship, and I can't fly a spaceship.
Oh, come on, you wussy. That's 20 megs. I'll do that shit and go grocery shopping.
Oh, man.
Oh, see, that's the whole thing about that I love about that fucking TikTok so much is like the whole like, what are you running from? You know what the white people are running from?
Yo, yeah,
themselves.
Yeah. Oh,
which is why psychotropics is not the way to go, because
you can't catch me progressive thoughts. You know?
Yeah, no. That's the thing about psychotropics. The one thing you cannot outrun on like a trip is your fucking self.
Oh, yeah.
Every time you're like, oh, I'm not gonna have ego death. It's just gonna be all fun. I don't have to do any perspective things.
Vampire Coffin, that is a great name.
Nice. No. It's like,
no.
That's cute, John. No.
Hey, I'm in a room.
Oh, no. The best fucking...
all by myself.
The best
Alone.
Fucking analogy for the heroic dose of fucking psychedelics really is that tree in Empire Strikes Back. What's in there? Only what you take with you. Your weapons. You will not need them.
I mean, it's true, man. Like, we've all seen that fucking article about the neo-Nazi that did DMT and like stopped being a neo-Nazi, right? Because he was like, oh, right, other people have emotions.
It proves it. Shit like that is exactly what proves Bill Hicks' point. The whole thing of like, and I took what Terrence McKenna would call a heroic dose, and I sat there in a field, and the sky split open, and God revealed himself, and God's love rained down upon me, and I realized that we are all just one in the image of God. We are all interconnected. There is just one being sharing this universe. And that makes it very hard to let nations convince you to go kill people.
Yes.
Kind of hard to kill each other when we're all one.
No, but Narukoda, you can look it up. There's multiple reports of like people who were like racist bigots, like doing psychedelics and coming out going like, well, shit, that's stupid. We should all just be loving each other.
Yeah, in order to hold on to something like that after a massive psychedelic experience, you gotta really be holding on to it.
Yeah.
You know, really. And I'm not saying there aren't people that do that. There absolutely are. But
they know they're lying to themselves at that point.
Oh,
they know.
Yeah. They know something is wrong with them, and now that's what they're running away from.
Like I the first time I did acid, I was a very hardcore, like hardcore atheist. After doing acid, who gives a shit?
See, well, like that's how the funny thing is that when you really get down to it, isn't that like the apex of atheism?
Yeah,
you know,
that's the way I look at it. Like,
which is always funny.
I am not only like fucking not under the influence of a religion, its existence, the existence of a God doesn't even confront me anymore. He could walk up to me and be like, "Hello, John, do you believe in me?" And you'd be like, "No, not really, man." You know, like, why not? I'm right in front of you. It's like, well, do you want me to debate your existence, or do you want me to say I trust you? Because, like, those are two different things.
Me and Yogi had like a 2-hour conversation about this the other day.
Yeah, no, it was funny, and it started out with Jack, and I think you'd agree with John at this point that if any of the shit that we do is actually real, outside of, it's definitely real in our heads,
right?
Yeah. It's a matter of how porous the imagination is with the reality nation.
No, exactly. That's the thing that we don't know. That's the thing we don't know. But if any of the shit we do or handle with is actually real outside of our heads, basically if my camp of thought is actually right, and there is an afterlife, I'm gonna be sitting there waiting for both of y'all, and I'm gonna laugh, and y'all both are gonna be so fucking mad.
I'll probably just be mad at myself. If that happens, I'll just be mad at myself for having taken so long.
No, nope. I would be livid. I'd be like, no. This, I have to continue on existing. Existence doesn't just fucking stop. That's even fucking worse. But don't you want to live in the splendor of God? Go fuck yourself. I'm tired.
That's why.
That's why I'm very careful about what gods I worship. You know, if I'm going to be spending time with them, we better get along.
See, that's why if I'm right, it's going to be even more infuriating for you, John. Because it's like I don't want to live in the splendor of God. It's like, oh, John, I got really bad news. What? You are the splendor of God. It's just your essence of being. Fuck you.
Fuck you. No. Do you want to talk to God? I do want to talk to God, actually. Hey, asshole. Oh, yes, I know. You're all the gods wrapped into one because you're a giant cosmic being and everyone's dancing to the same person. You listen here, you fucker. Why couldn't you come down and fucking say that to you fucking simple-minded, water-headed sons of bitches down here that are burning books?
And then he comes down and he's like, I do, but they don't hear me. They don't hear me, well, you know?
All right. Well,
who told you I was that powerful? I'm pretty powerful, don't get me wrong. But I can't change a person's soul.
I think the thing that would be the most infuriating to you, John, is because, how to put it, obviously I don't know what he would say, because even if he's real, even if I'm part of him, I'm still living as a human being. My fucking intelligence and comprehension is limited as shit.
Yeah, you're on the 4th dimension, so.
Well, technically 5th, as we all are, but we're just barely on the 5th.
Yeah, barely. You know, we're smart enough to realize it exists.
We're 5th dimensional, technically. You know.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
the thing that would
perceive it. Anyways, go on.
Exactly. The thing I think would infuriate you more, John, is if you ask that question and he actually, and like he, she, it, they has an answer that actually makes sense and like logically satisfies the question, you'd be even more mad.
Yes, I would. Because it's like you're a god. There are people that change minds. All they have was a fucking like YouTube stream or a fucking like essay or something. You have divine gifts. You did nothing to end the cruel suffering. Why should I worship you?
Here's the problem. I didn't invent YouTube. You did.
You shut the fuck up, Ganesh. You shut the fuck up. But no, like legitimately, like for me, like when I did ask it the first time, it washed away that fucking like anger of no belief, I guess the way to put it, and like you know, replaced it with that kind of like, well, we're all light dancing in the universe, like.
Yeah. If there is, I came to the conclusion if there is such a thing as gods, I really don't know what they're like. But I have an idea how I can ask. I don't know if I'm going to get the real answer, but I have ideas of how I can ask. And that's
You'll get
basically
an
what we're limited to.
You know? And it's
that ain't good enough for me.
that's why I semi-jokingly, because I understand that this doesn't qualify under the definition of religion as it's understood in Western society and culture, but outside of that, this is why I kind of jokingly say that all three of us are members of the one true religion, because it all starts from a psychotropic experience. That's how all of this
Oh yeah.
started.
Oh yeah, definitely.
We're three different schools.
Yeah, well, like
Yeah.
here's the thing. We're brought up,
Oh, God, all of our
and as we're brought up, we're given a certain set of mental tools to navigate our own heads.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, and they're all culturally relative is not quite the right word, but they are. It's heavily determined by your culture, how you categorize things, and it becomes such a habit. You don't think that there's another way that you can do it, but there is and that those methods of thinking have actually probably already existed previously. They just fall out of vogue for one reason or another. Like, for example, one of the big differences between Eastern and Western philosophy is that in Western philosophy there's an absolutism.
Yeah.
Eastern philosophy doesn't have that. There's only relative surety.
Right. Which is the reason why atheists and Hindus and Buddhists and Taoists, all that stuff, we can kind of get along, because we all agree that, like, we don't know for a fact like, what God is or isn't.
Yeah, because another person's beliefs don't have to destroy your own.
Right.
And the best of us, of atheists, Buddhists, Hindus, Taoists, Shintoists, the best of us all collectively agree, well, we all know that empirical reality, regardless of anything else, exists.
Oh yeah, that third dimension's a motherfucker. It ain't going away. It ain't going nowhere. Yeah.
So if empirical science says that this is true and this isn't, cool.
Yeah, it's one of those, like, why do we have to agree on reality? It's like, because we're all here. The shit that happens in the third dimension is really, really, really real.
Regardless of if magic I do is or is not real and effective outside my head, regardless of that, this coffee table, I still can't put my hand through it at will.
Yeah, exactly. You have to do something else.
That's the thing, man. Western religions. You know what? I'll just talk about my own people. Fundamentalist Christians cannot square that circle. Like they can't circle that square.
Yeah,
because they literally believe that with the faith of a mustard seed, you can move mountains. They literally think if you have that much faith, you can move mountains. Whether they do it or not is up in their fucking head.
Yeah, because and they're only halfway. It's like, theoretically, that is absolutely correct, but you're still going to have to start digging and moving shit.
Yeah. But
can you move a mountain? We've done it. Yes, we can. It takes a lot, but it is theoretically possible.
We can, with this beautiful thing called a backhoe.
That is a miracle in and of itself, right?
Yeah, exactly. It is. It's magic. But
that's they just can't. See, the thing is like they're also taught that anyone that's outside of that fucking circle is the devil, and like anything that disagrees with that belief is the devil trying to convince you that God doesn't exist, so you go to hell.
personally, I take that as a huge compliment because I'm like, you think I'm cool enough to be Satan? That's awesome.
Yeah,
Right?
I also think it's very telling that if you in the lexicon of the fundamentalist,
Mhm.
if you replace the word Satan with reality, they're technically correct on a lot of things. For example,
Yes.
instead of Satan put those dinosaur bones there, you go, reality put those dinosaur bones there. You're like, yes, it did over millions of years.
But that's the thing, though. They're not even consistent with those beliefs.
No.
Because remember 20-ish years ago when them Harry Potter books came
Oh, yeah.
were coming out, and they were like a bunch of fundamentalist Christians like, you're teaching our children to be witches and warlocks, we gotta burn those books. And then when it comes out that the writer's a humongous transphobe or anti-trans person, they all of a sudden
I'd
have no
say she was
problem
a
with those fucking
transphobe.
books. I don't like the word transphobe because it implies fear. I don't think.
Oh, yeah. For her, I believe that absolutely applies.
No. I fundamentally disagree with you, John, but I can explain why.
Okay.
It's every time that I use the word homophobe or transphobe and someone goes, I'm not afraid of it. I'm like, why do you assume that I mean you're afraid? Well, because you said phobic. Hi. Phobic does not just mean afraid. It also means averse to. For instance, if a material is hydrophobic, it means it has an operational aversion to water.
Right. Yeah, and that's the other thing Town Center brings up. Like, even Jews, pagans, even other fucking Christians don't get let in. Like, Catholics aren't considered Christian and fundamental, like evangelical fundamentalist churches. I don't know.
Yeah.
But like that's the thing with their fucking belief system is they can't allow other thought, other religions, others like lessons from religions to enter their brain, because the only sin that you cannot be forgiven of is doubt. Fundamental, like evangelical.
Yep.
Like,
I remember that shit.
You can curse, you can kill, you can rape as many people as you want. Hell, you can kill and rape a baby at the same time, and so long as you say God forgive me, you get to go to heaven. That's the cosmic law according to fundamentalist Christians. But the only thing you can't get away with is experiencing God and denying his existence. Like, you ever think about that for a second? Like, it's literally the greatest sin in Christianity is not an action, it's a thought.
Yeah.
Thought crime.
Thought crimes. All these thought crimes. Thought crimes.
And then you realize, like, goddamn, it's such a miserable existence because, like, you have to maintain militarily, dogmatically believe in your religion. Otherwise, you go to hell.
Yep. Yep, that's it. And yeah. Like J.R.R. Tolkien, not J.R.R. Tolkien. J.K. Rowling. Yeah, J.K. Rowling. Not strictly homophobic, but definitely transphobic. Definitely. In my opinion.
Josh Rowe in the chat, didn't she come out saying that Dumbledore was a homosexual? Yes, and I have several opinions on that. But the more important thing is, yeah, she did say that. She then also continued to say that trans men are just confused butch lesbians, and trans women are men attempting to invade women's spaces to do horrible things.
Yeah, as I'm very fond of saying now, in order to be transphobic, you must believe that there are men, rapists and murderers and pedophiles who think, I really want to rape that person, but that's the woman's room.
Yes.
You have to believe that. You know, and when you're like, wait a minute, that sounds stupid. Yes, it is stupid. That's why transphobia is stupid.
Like,
you know, no one presents as a woman consistently just to hang around other women.
imagine trying to, like, in 2023 changing your gender from male to female because you want extra rights.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like it's one of those like, oh, I want extra rights, so I'm going to be a woman. Well, that someone else is stupid. You know, like, come on, like, you think about this for like 5 minutes. It's just like, if you come away with anything other than, yeah, I just don't want to fuck anything with a penis. Fair. It's one of those like, why don't you like trans people? I don't like the idea of someone with a penis looking like a woman. That's not a great argument, but it is at least something.
Yeah.
That we can't argue with.
No, it's exactly why I wish homophobes were fucking honest. Like, why are you homophobic? The idea of 2 men or 2 women having sex makes my pee-pee go soft and I can't fuck my wife. Well, that's a horrible thing, but that's at least an argument,
you know?
Look,
I can't argue with that. That's all you. You know?
I mean, I'm just gonna say this.
I'm gonna say you should go to therapy, but you know, fuck.
Yeah, I'm gonna have gender reassignment surgery so I can play sports. What? Yeah. You know, like, nobody does that. That's not real.
Oh, I'm gonna say this though, Jack.
Just like, you know, okay, how many times has someone actually pretended to be retarded and gone to the Special Olympics?
Well, there was that one movie.
Well, there's that one movie. I mean, in reality, where real shit happens.
But I'm gonna say this, Jack. You know, for as often as they say that they're not attracted to women with dicks, their browser history kind of disagrees with that.
Oh, what browser history totally disagrees with that? It's like, give it up, baby. You know what you want. You putting on an act because you're like, oh, if I can come off like a good God-fearing Christian person, then good God-fearing Christians will give me money because Christians are stupid.
Oh, John, I'm not trying to be judgmental, but did you just? I thought you quit.
Oh no, this ain't tobacco.
Oh, okay, cool. We're cool. Never mind. Hey.
I assumed that was a joint.
You're right.
Okay. All right.
Hey, how to put it, man? As someone who has my own issues with addiction, I'm trying to be supportive. That's all I'm saying.
Look, as much as I miss the nicotine high, I like breathing better.
How to put it? That's exactly why when I do vape, it's like the lowest amount of nicotine or none, and a pure glycerin base. That's why I do that.
I get it. Trust me, that nicotine high is a motherfucker. It's like, there are people that quit heroin that can't quit cigarettes. I want people to remember that. Just like, whenever you're like, why can't that person stop smoking? People kick the fucking white horse and not kick cigarettes. Like,
oh yeah. That's why I was like, how to put it, when that you heard my fucking Nick High story from the other day. Mm-hmm. It's why when that happened, I was like, I want to be mad, but I can't because my dumbass didn't read the bottle.
Right.
That's on me. I'm not going to be mad. I'm just going to sit here and just go, well, let's try to enjoy it.
Oh man, I can't even do that shit anymore because I was a hookah smoker, and one of my friends has a hookah. I tried it. My fucking lungs hated it, and I was like, no, fuck that shit. High ain't that good.
Oh, by the way, did I show you? This was my favorite gift that I've received this past year. 4 nozzle. Turkish.
I mean, you bought a good hookah. You didn't buy a white boy hookah, so
When
I
have
didn't
I?
think you would. I didn't think you would, but that's definitely like that's one thing. Whenever I see someone with like one of those fucking hookahs that's got like dragons and shit on it, I immediately like, no, I'm good because that
Wait,
makes me hit like shit.
Hold on. I'm looking at some of these like people cheating at the Paralympic Games, and I find and I call a lot of them are bullshit.
Yeah, of course they are.
Yeah, because it's like concerns of athlete cheating by misrepresenting their classifications were raised over time, by various other athletes, including swimmer Jessica Long. All right, here's the thing about Jessica Long. But she got no legs. She got no legs, and she is a swimmer.
You know, when I saw that fucking little tweet from Lance Armstrong talking about trans women cheating in sports.
Oh, shut up, Lance. Shut the fuck up.
I'll be real honest with you. I was like, somebody should have fucking been in between that text. that tweet.
How the fuck in the literal wide world of sports do you get off saying that? Lance Armstrong, the most famous fucking doper in sports.
Hey, I'm just saying, not only did I cut my fucking Livestrong wristband off, I burned that shit because fuck.
Fuck you. Yeah, fuck you, dude. Like, wait a minute. Yeah, no, there's another one. Gray Thompson, Tanny Gray Thompson. They're like, oh, she misrepresented herself. Okay. All right. You know what sport she played that she got the medals for? Basketball. All right. Bitch in a wheelchair.
Well, you can play basketball wheelchair.
Yeah. But what I'm saying is if you're in a wheelchair playing basketball, I think that qualifies. I think that's legit.
Yeah.
But you see, Jack, she could walk, so obviously she has better athletic gift in a fucking wheelchair.
Yeah, because the ability to walk, but sitting in a wheelchair automatically means that your leg power transfers automatically to your arms. Totally, because that's how the human body works.
Yeah, like that's one of those like, oh, she can walk sometimes. I'm like, yes, that seems to be the disability, but she can't run or she falls over. And if you put her in an event where you think that's not a good enough disability for basketball, that's your fault.
No, Jack, no. See, that's them cheating. Just like it's cheating when a trans woman competes in women's sports, because see, her being a trans woman means that she has genetically superior muscle mass and bone mass. It's just genetics. It's just biology, Jack.
It also means that HRT isn't actually real and doesn't actually fucking fundamentally change your physiology. Oh, wait.
Yeah, see, what they don't want to fucking talk about is that there's this trans masculine person who's a boxer, and he's had 3 fights in the last like 6 months, and all of them have ended in KOs. Why is he succeeding? Shouldn't he technically not be able to compete on a man's level?
Well, you see, John,
they're all taking testosterone injections anyway, so that's why.
Oh, right, because that's yeah, they're doping, is what you're saying.
Yeah. It's
my ultimate argument against all transphobia whatsoever is, I've never met a cisgender man. I never have. And you know why I haven't?
How come?
Why?
Because you all used to be chicks. We all did.
I was like, where are you going with this, dude?
We all did. You know what? Hey, men, you know why you have nipples? Because there was a point in utero where they could have developed into breasts. Your testes used to be ovaries.
Yep.
That seam on the bottom of your scrotum, it used to be labia majora.
That's why it feels good when you lick it.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know why? Do you know why the baseline across the bimodal distribution of sex is the X chromosome? Because guess what? Women are the default of the species.
Yeah. They're the genetic default when during fetus development.
Well, Yogi, see, that's where you're wrong. Because you see, in my biology book, also known as the Bible, it says God made Adam first. Therefore, man came before women.
Well, you know what's funny about that?
It also says that man was made out of dirt. So,
oh no, I won't even go there. That's like the most basic thing to do, but I won't even go there. I love this argument because with that, I'll go like, well, you know what's funny? I've read that book in Hebrew, which means I'm about to rock your shit right now.
Oh yeah.
Because you know what's funny is besides the fact that not Adam, it's Adam. First of all, let's fucking say it right.
Yeah.
It's Adam. I have a few friends named Adam. That's where they got it from. It's Adam.
Joseph Hall. Men are biologically trans. Yes.
Don't you call me biologically trans?
Yeah, no, exactly, George version. Men can lactate. I milked a friend once, lol. It happens.
That's a really weird friendship for a straight man to have, but all right.
hey, I'm just saying, man. If you have a friend, male, female, intersex, whatever, who can lactate and you have the chance to taste like titty milk fresh, do it.
I can actually
I would like
this.
The funny thing is if he had said boyfriend, I'd have been less weirded out.
Town eccentric Rabbi Yogi in the building. Exactly. Because that's one of my favorite things. Like, first of all, it's Adam, and Adam actually has two meanings, which is really fun. It simultaneously means the mud man, because the English translation because the English translation that God made Adam from dust or dirt, it's wrong. He actually made him from mud. It also simultaneously means the undefined, because fun thing, if you read the book of Genesis in Hebrew, it says, it pretty much lays out that Adam was genitalia wise undefined or hermaphroditic, depending upon how you use one particular word. And what's even better, did you know the book of Genesis does not say that Eve is made from a rib?
I know, right?
It doesn't say it.
Where did they get that shit?
Well, because I read it in Bible study, and we had like a workbook that told us that, and then we had ribs. It was weird.
I know, but there's so many things about Christian like mythology that actually come from nothing resembling the Bible.
Oh, but if you actually want to know where that comes from, it's because they mistranslate the Hebrew word "selach," which there is a word in Hebrew for rib, for the anatomical part, a rib. It is similar to "sela," but it's not that word. The word "sela" actually means halved or equal parted. So Adam and Eve,
like splitting a baby back rib appetizer is what you mean.
No, what I'm saying is the book of Genesis literally says that the original human being was a divine androgynon, and then God separated the masculine and the feminine into two equal parts that are necessary for human beings to exist.
Well, I've heard enough. I've heard enough. That's it. We're gonna have to cancel Hebrew.
Yeah, no, cancel the God of the Bible's language. That's a great idea.
And we can't drink Bud Light anymore. We can't watch fucking NFL anymore. Now we can't read the Bible. I don't know what we're gonna do.
Wait.
Like, but see, that stupid shit. Like, that's the thing. They don't objective reality. They don't agree where we are. They're like, well, God intended that to be a rib, or God, it's God meant for man and woman to be together. That's the reason why parts fit where they do.
And
that makes no sense.
Yeah, exactly, right?
It's one of those things where, like, here's the thing. Who the look? You get over this. You get over this hurdle.
Yes, Sleazy. What is the thing?
Why? How the fuck? And I mean, how the fuck is procreation the highest fucking, the most important definition for what is right and wrong in a religion that demonizes sexuality completely?
Well,
how the fuck does that work?
Well, that's the thing.
Yeah, it really doesn't. It's why Christians have so many more questions than a lot of other religions.
Well, you're also thinking of it from the viewpoint that men and women are on equal footing. To these motherfuckers, most women are just cattle. They're there to give you your kids and keep your house clean.
So,
and then they wonder,
how does that factor into this?
Do you respect a cow more than you respect a human?
Not generally, no.
No,
but you still gotta fuck. But if you still had to fuck it, like, in order to procreate, and that was the definition of gender, is not only the potential to do that, but just being able to.
Mm-hmm.
See,
how does let me just be dark for a minute. How does respecting the other half even come into that?
Because it's because like these motherfuckers don't care about like love or respecting the woman or any like pleasure. Like most of these motherfuckers just think of it as the act that God wants you to do. It's a job. Like, you have to put up with women but they're your absolute slaves. Like, yeah, that sounds fucking terrible, right?
Yeah, it's fucking terrible. But I'm also like, it's also ridiculous because it's also one of those like, yeah, make anything a job and it sucks.
Yeah,
maybe that's why like fucking child rearing in America is so awful.
I think one of my favorite I think one of my favorite and most infuriating perversions of biblical literature is the fact that and anyone who's in the chat who was raised Jewish or is Jewish can back me up on this. The whole reason that God shows up and goes, hey, look, here's a big list of like ritualistic, moralistic things to do, is because the whole point of being a human being is, congratulations, you're self-aware and special enough that God actually wants you to be partners with him in the continuation of creation and the morphing and changing of the world. And therefore, you have the highest of moral responsibilities and better check yourself at all costs. And then Christians go, nah, fuck that entire section.
Well, like, all the holy people, like, ever, why in yon Bible, and in all of, and even going beyond that into, like, you know, broad Christian thought, isn't it a little fishy that there are very few important female religious leaders in that
That's
whole
by
thing.
design.
I mean, I know that that's intentional, but I mean,
Yeah.
No, it's not just intentional, it's false. It's not true.
yeah, I know, but like that information is just completely done away with, so that the idea of a woman being in that position is so weird you don't even consider it.
If we're talking about just evangelical Christianity, and that's because like it's by design. Outside of that, like, you know, if we go into the more broader spectrums of Christian reality, it exists, but it's not brought up very often. Like what Yogi said.
Yeah.
Like,
well, it's also so funny because, like, oh no, Stacy, I'm going to disagree with you. Stacy says Paul's fault, he erased them. Untrue, technically. And what
James did.
Although St. Paul did. Paul, whoever he was or wers, he didn't do women no favors.
Well, actually, okay, here's the weird thing, is that, okay, and I really do mean this, more than anything else in the New Testament, I'm serious about this, more than the words of Jesus, more than the stories about Jesus, Paul's letters, the epistles of Paul, no, I'm serious about this, they literally are entirely different from how they sound to modern English reading Americans than if you take them entirely in the context of their language and time. And I'm serious about this. Biblical study has made me ease up on Paul, because once you put him completely in context, you start to go, oh, okay, he's just a little zealous, but he's actually not as bad as we make him out to be, which is even fucking worse. Because, fun fact, in Paul's time period, most Christian groups, both in Judea and across the Roman Empire, were led by women. Christian churches in their little meeting houses would not have survived without women leading them. There were actually more women than men leaders of Christianity at the time.
Look, who was the most treasured of apostles to Jesus?
Peter.
No, Mary.
Oh, I thought you meant in the book, not in.
No, in reality, like, if you read that story, Jesus loves Mary. Like,
oh, are you talking Mary Magdalene or?
Yeah, Mary Magdalene.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. He's also called rabbi. Now, in order to be a rabbi, you have to be married and have to have a kid. Am I right or am I wrong?
It's technically you're correct. However, there is the possibility that because he was basically an apostate, that rabbi is an honorary title.
Well, no, it's because he's not called rabbi.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So what we now understand as Judaism, which is dependent upon the rabbinical colleges and lines of tutelage, the Talmud, all that, the commentaries, all that shit, does not actually exist during the time of Jesus. Judaism only occurs after Rome sacks Jerusalem and destroys the temple. What existed during the time of Jesus, and like pretty much from the establishment of Judea to Rome sacking Jerusalem, is referred to as the ancient Israelite religion, which did operate and looks different from modern Judaism. Now, modern rabbinical Judaism is the closest amalgamation of it.
Right.
But it is different. So rabbis don't actually, the rabbinical college does not exist until after the fall of the temple, and it's the Pharisees who really start it.
Okay.
So what Jesus is called is he's called Abba, he's called teacher. He is called a teacher, but you are correct that at that time period, his type of teacher recognition would kind of dictate, but you have a family, a house,
Exactly.
All right. I have something. I just discovered something completely unrelated to all of this.
Okay.
All right. So here we go.
Done.
Apparently, they just released a trailer for something called Suicide Squad Isekai.
Oh yeah, you haven't.
Oh yeah.
I just found out about this, and it is apparently Joker and Harley Quinn go into Isekai world.
And let me just be real honest with you. Anime Joker is my favorite Joker.
I'm kind of interested in this. When is this supposed to come out?
Suicide. No, not Suicide Girl. Suicide Squad.
Suicide Squad East. Oh, there's an official site and a Twitter.
Good waste of money.
Oh, I'm not going to dive back into the conversation. I'm just going to say, Town Eccentric in the chat. Exactly. You are 100% correct. Also, Town Eccentric, isn't it great when people don't actually like take the Babylonian capture and what that culturally did to Hebrews? It's great. People dumb. They don't do they have the bad thinky bits they don't use.
What you trying to say about me, Yogi?
Okay, now I'm accidentally entering into like DCU territory, so go back off that because Flash didn't do so well.
Well, no shit, Flash didn't do so well. You have an unlikable fucking main lead actor. You have a movie that has been plagued with like constant fucking drama.
Yeah.
And you also have the fact that no DC film has actually been that good. Like, the good one was The Batman with Robert Pattinson, but that's not even part of the universe. And they're actively killing off the universe that this movie takes place in.
Oh, no, I thought the Suicide Squad was pretty good.
Yeah. Well, they didn't really interact that much with the DCU, you know.
Right. You know, because to me, the real DCU is like the Suicide Squad and Peacemaker. You know?
Exactly, because it's good.
Yes.
I will say this. The DCU was at its best when you had a gay man directing the film. That's all I'm going to say.
Which gay man?
Schumacher.
Oh.
Okay, real talk, hot take. Steaming, like fucking searing hot take.
All right, coming in fast.
I don't think Batman Forever is that fucking bad. I don't. Sorry.
How's that a hot take? That's true.
Yeah. Batman Forever isn't that bad. If we were talking Batman, I thought you were gonna say Batman and Robin.
No, that shit sucks. that shit sucks.
Hey. Bat nipples all day, every day.
I have to give fucking
It gets 2 stars for.
Oh yeah, I don't know if it's worth that 3rd star.
Yeah, it gets 2 stars for camp alone. You know what I mean? Because Batman and Robin real fucking gay. Like, real fucking gay.
Oh yeah. So the fact that there were like bat nipples and stuff, like, and badass, I was like, okay, sure. There are some things that I was like, why is this here? And I could tell you exactly what they are. One, Bane. Why?
What the fuck is this?
Why? Just so you can taunt us with the fact that he's not being played by Arnold? Fuck you. Second of all, Batgirl. Why? So it ain't all the way gay? Fuck you.
That screams executive decision to me.
Oh my god, that was one of those like, oh, we gotta put Alicia Silverstone in this, but why? Because there's a Batgirl. We haven't barely established Robin. Is the movie gonna be about the establishment of Batgirl? No. Then why are we doing it?
I will say this. That scene of Chris O'Donnell very sexually doing his laundry. Oh, dude, little Yogi, little prepubescent Yogi, just fully coming into his gayness would just rewind that shit on a fucking loop.
I like this for some reason.
Look, young Chris O'Donnell was hot as fuck, and I would have let him do horrible, nasty things to me.
Yeah.
My favorite part of that movie.
Because I'm American.
Your favorite part of Batman and Robin, bar none, no notes, was when Mr. Freeze and his goons are doing that dance number.
Come on, in time.
Yeah, I'm Mr. Icicle. I'm Mr. Snow.
I'm Mr.
What really sells it is all of them being like so uncomfortably cold, going, no, stop.
Yeah. They call me Snow Miser. Yeah.
Like,
I was like,
the thing,
all right, movie, I'll give this to you. That sounds pretty good.
The thing that makes that movie tolerable and makes Batman Forever like a masterpiece is that you got to realize that these movies are not based on Tim Burton's Batman, nor Frank Miller's Batman, nor any comic version of the Batman. No, this is based on 1960s Adam West and Burt Ward Batman and Robin. So, real campy and real gay.
The thing is, I feel like if they had, I didn't mind them leaning into that, actually. That actually isn't my problem with the movie.
With Batman and Robin or Batman Forever?
Either.
Okay.
I could have totally gone with like, oh no, we're doing an homage to like, Adam West Batman. Okay, yeah, cool. It was the fact that all right. Penguin had no plan.
Well, Penguin,
or rather, he had a plan, but for some reason we go and do this other thing. I don't really understand why that happens, but
wait, you're talking about Batman Returns?
No, I'm talking about yes.
Okay.
But,
I'm sorry, we just jumped, and I was like, wait,
well, I'm making a comparison. Okay. Basically, the Penguin's plan is kind of dumb and doesn't make a lot of sense, but whatever. It still kind of works.
I don't really question it when I watch the film.
It still works for the movie. I was a little mad that they just killed the Penguin off, where I felt like, oh, come on. That's just... Does Batman have to kill everybody? Like, this is getting annoying.
Well, in the Tim Burton verse, yes. But
I think the real reason for that is Tim Burton deep down went, I don't want to make another one, therefore I'm going to kill off every villain.
Could be. But so we get to Batman Forever.
Mm-hmm.
Why does Two-Face exist?
Two-Face exists because we wanted to do a pink suit.
You know why he's you're asking not his origin, but like, why is he in this film?
Yes.
Okay, I'll tell you why. Because that fucking lair was the dopest fucking shit you had ever fucking seen in your goddamn little life, and don't you dare tell me it wasn't. You want that room. We all want that room.
See, and that's what keeps Batman Forever from being unwatchable.
Because it's so pretty and gaudy.
The design, the costumes.
It is. Oh my. It is a hottie that if it just doesn't talk too much is perfect.
The fucking like neon like biker gang, the fucking circus, Two-Face's fucking like minions, like everything was just fucking drag show after drag show after drag show.
Yeah, and that's what saves it.
Yeah,
and it
for real.
it reaches a bizarre stationary height when fucking Jim Carrey in that sequined outfit turns around and goes, riddle me this,
riddle me that. Yeah.
Who's big bad?
Now, here's the other thing. Here's the other thing I will say. So here are the weaknesses of that plot. One, Two-Face is just kind of there. I wish he had more to do with the actual story, because him killing Robin's parents felt really tacked on. It shouldn't. That should have worked, but it feels tacked on.
They cut that out, though. That's the thing. They cut out the reason why Two-Face wanted to kill Batman. Yeah, no, like in one of the director's cuts, like Two-Face is like, look at what you did to me. You didn't save me. You killed me. So I guess what I'm saying is now I want to kill you in return. Make everything's 50-50. Like,
see that, and that's the thing. That's what's really, that's the only thing that's really like sad about that film, because like, how to put it, if you're an avid Batman fan before watching that movie, you already know that, because that's literally always been his thing.
Oh yeah,
but it's not at all explained in that film.
No, it isn't. And for that matter, Two-Face is, when you have two people together, they're kind of, who work together, particularly villains, they're kind of supposed to play off of each other.
Right. Or be like complete and total opposites, you know? Right.
Like, if it had been like Riddler and Bane, that would have worked, because they're very, very, very different characters. Hell, even Two-Face and the Joker, and the Riddler could have worked if they had made them very different, if they had contrasted them better.
Yeah. How to put it, when it comes to the higher points of making a good cinematic feature, you're absolutely correct.
But
that being said, I love watching them have fun together. I do. I love it. I love it. It's so childish, and I love it.
And the fun fact of them like actually hating each other on fucking set. Like, Tommy Lee Jones had no use for fucking Jim Carrey, and Jim Carrey knew it.
I love how childlike Tommy Lee Jones is in that role, because I'm like, wow, I never see you smile.
Wow, you would make a good Two-Face if you just acted like you always did.
I know, right? Or if he had done it where half of fucking Two-Face was completely on board with the Joker, but the other one wasn't.
Yeah.
And that becomes like, I don't know, important. Like you have the final showdown. Oh, Batman's, gotta make a choice. And then someone says something about like, Two-Face, that's not how it works. It's always 50-50. Bing! Like, oh shit! What's gonna happen?
Which they kind of do, because that's kind of what does Two-Face in that film, is that he does have to flip the coin to figure out if he's gonna kill the bat. And then, Batman throws all those coins in the air. But like, it
wasn't a big enough moment.
It wasn't.
Yeah, that's the... If they had just done, that's the thing, and you're right, if they had done more with that, made that more of like an actual stake for his character, then that would have been amazing.
Yeah.
That being said, that one shot though of like his gloved hand just sinking into the water as the coin falls into it is great.
Yeah.
Cinematography is great.
Oh yeah, it's a good looking movie.
Yeah. So real pretty all around.
Yeah. So then The problem with Batman and Robin is it takes Batman forever and accentuates its high points and its low points.
Yes.
Nope. We got to talk about Alfred having cancer. Be quiet.
I just, why? What did that, I'm sorry, what did that have to do with the plot?
Because the drama.
Why is Uma Thurman doing an Audrey Hepburn?
I was okay with that.
Because everyone should be doing an Audrey Hepburn. Don't you dare fucking say no.
Yeah, I could live with that. The problem was I found myself going, who's doing what again and why?
What is this plot?
Yeah, what is this plot? What is she trying to do? What's fucking Mr. Freeze trying to do? He's the one with the rock solid fucking motivation, and I have no idea what he's doing. You know, I'm going to save my wife from a horrible disease. Okay, maybe the movie should be about that. No. No. And I'm like, why no? You could still all do all the gay Batman stuff. We didn't say your dad does not do that. Just some, please.
Hey, we wanted to make great set pieces for you, okay? You remember what Mr. Freeze's car looked like? Don't you want to buy the toy? That's what really fucked over Batman and Robin.
It is. They
fucking tried to toyify that movie so much.
Yeah, make it toyetic in their words. As Joel Schumacher said, they kept saying toyetic, a word I had never heard before and haven't heard since.
Poor Joel.
Yeah, because it was one of those, like, it was one of those, I'm watching it and I felt betrayed because I'm like, I know he can do better than this. What is this?
Studio interference at its finest.
Yeah.
That's the reason why we should tell execs to shut the fuck up and let us do the creative shit, because you don't know what you're talking about and you're making bad things which depreciate your value.
It's like, hey, you there, money man. Hey, you know what your job is? The money. You know what my job is? The art. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah. You make, how to put it? Look, we make the motherfucker see. You figure out how to merchandise it. That's your fucking job. Well, that's not how the Transformers movie worked. Yeah, but they also didn't tell the motherfuckers how to do their job. They were like, we need these characters to die and these characters to be introduced. Okay. A simple directive, and they ran with it.
That is Optimus your Prime. Involvement that's allowed.
Optimus Prime requires at least 3 accessories. He's got a sword, a shotgun, and a rifle. Okay.
Yeah, like that's too much. It's just like, no, just go ahead, make the toy. You have the preliminary idea. We'll make it watchable. We'll throw that out. You know?
I think honestly, my favorite thing about the Michael Bay Transformers is well, honestly, is nothing, but
it's to not make them.
one yes, but really my because of my hatred for them, my favorite thing about it is essentially this: you must defend the Allspark because it can save the world, or destroy it, or open a parallel universe. Frankly, I don't know what the fuck it does.
Yeah, I know, right? It's like, could we go on to something like, if it was just like it makes other Transformers, I thought that was good enough.
I mean, don't fuck up a good thing, right?
Yeah. You know, and for that matter, why didn't they resurrect Jazz? I'm still pissed about that.
Legit, that's the first Transformers is the only film I've ever walked out on. It's a special film to me. Like, I sat through Crystal Skull. I could not sit through Transformers. When they ripped Jazz apart like it was nothing, I was out. Nope, fuck it. I quit.
Yeah, I was mad.
Yeah.
I was mad, but I hung in there because I'm like, well, maybe they'll bring it back at the end. Like, we're still like only halfway through the movie. You know, little did I know that the rest of the movie was just one action scene.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh, Cat Hermit's right. I mean, we did get Kiss from a Rose from Batman Forever, so that's something. That is true.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Batman
yeah. That's one of the
Forever
best
is
Seal
most
songs
romantic.
ever. You know.
It's
It's the only
definitely
one.
the only one. Yeah, I was about to say it's definitely the one I know. But like,
Oh, you don't remember Patience?
Yeah,
With a
no.
little patience, but we're never gonna
No.
survive unless we give a
No.
little patience. You know. Oh man.
No,
You know-
when I was in the '90s, I was listening to Christina Aguilera, Britney Spears, the Backstreet Boys, and stuff like that. I wasn't into Muzak yet.
Motherfucker, that was unnecessary.
No, I love you, John. We would have had so much fun when we were younger.
We would
would've
have kissed at least.
Wait, what?
I said we would have kissed at least once,
Oh yeah, but that's because, like, within limit. I tend to go to quote Monsieur Gustave.
Oh, you're right. You're right. I'm sorry, Justifier. You're right. It was crazy. We get a little crazy. I don't know why I thought it was patience. My brain. See, that's old. That's old brain. It's fucking up on me.
But yeah, how to put it? To quote Monsieur Gustave, I go to bed with all my friends.
Yeah. Oh, I found out that one of the original there was an original score for Transformers that they scrapped. That was done by, was it Wendy Carlos. But when you hear it, you're like, oh no, she went and used this in another movie. But when you watch it, you're like, oh, I totally see why they went with Vince DiCola. Because Vince DiCola is the one who created the Unicron theme. And you're like, oh, yeah, that's just better. Wendy Carlos is a great fucking composer, but for this movie, no, the Vince DiCola was just better. Just that haunting.
God,
good God, like it's terrifying.
Haunting Sin is like one of the best things in existence.
Mm-hmm.
It truly is. Johnny Two Dangers, everybody's favorite ship, John and Yogi. Finally, I'm famous enough to have a ship.
I expect hentai by the morning, folks.
The fact that I know there are people who draw in this chat. The fact that none of you have made like ship art disappoints me, honestly. I love you. So don't disappoint me.
Yeah, I also want to point out that most of the reasons that people gave for why June was such a bad movie month, they're all correct. Unless you go with like some sort of dumb like culture war bullshit, it's actually all correct. People got out of the habit of watching movies. Nobody wanted to see The Flash, and there were so many movies. There was probably one of them that you wanted to see that you fucking forgot about, because I did. I forgot Rise of the Beasts existed for all of June. I didn't even know that I had forgotten that motherfucker was going to come out, and I did not see it. And I was like, oh, I was actually going to watch that. I was actually going to give that one a shot. Like, oh, I guess it's gone now.
That was me with Redfield, man. I forgot that movie came out until I saw it was on fucking Peacock, and I was like, oh shit. I remember I wanted to go to the theaters to see this one.
Yeah, luckily that's not a movie that's going to be affected by you can watch that on the small screen easy. You know.
But you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
It's like there were so many out there, and there's only so much fucking money people have.
Yeah, because going to even though that ticket is $14, but that lies. It's $25 a person minimum.
Right. Like you would think these people would understand. You can't just give like big budgets to a film and they're gonna cash out every time.
Yeah, they were hoping for a repeat of 1989.
Yeah,
where the big movies were Ghostbusters 2, Last Crusade, and Back to the Future 2. And they all hit. No. Batman was 89.
That's what.
No, you're right. But it came out a different week.
Did it?
Yeah.
I thought it came out like a week after my birthday. Let me see. Batman, 1989.
Yeah, but
Release
like
date?
Last
literally
Crusade,
a week after my birthday.
yeah, it was but
June 23rd.
T2, it was like Terminator 2, fucking Ghostbusters 2, and Last Crusade came out like the same weekend.
Right.
You know, and those were all monsters. You know, that was one of the greatest weekends in theater movie going history. So they were hoping for a repeat of that, but it didn't happen because not enough people wanted to see any of them. Plus, 3 movies versus 6?
Oh, Ghostbusters 2. I love you so much.
I like it. I actually have a fondness for Ghostbusters 2. You know, it's one of those.
It's got Vigo in it.
It's got some really great stuff in it. Its only problem is it's not as good as the first one. And that's a high-ass bar.
Yeah,
That's
for real.
There's nothing wrong with it. There's so many great lines in both of them. I mean, like, oh god, was it with the second one with the Statue of Liberty? It's like, I'm a little worried about this concrete on her structural integrity. We should have made like some type of sneaker or something, help like cushion her weight. Nah, it's fine. She's a harbor chick. She can take it.
Come on, you do this, and let people spring for a night in Vegas with a Jolly Green Giant.
Also,
Or my personal favorite, when the Titanic comes back, they start letting the ghost off. Well, guess better late than never.
Cheech Marin's one line, you know?
the Titanic just rolled up.
He says the Titanic just arrived. That was actually the thing I kind of missed in Ghostbusters Afterlife. Was I'm like, no, Ghostbusters movie needs that one berserk scene where it's just a montage of all these fucking ghosts doing various things, and it didn't quite hit the mark on that.
For me, that's really the only thing wrong with that film.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it didn't have the fucking like containment, you know, the containment grid fucking blowing scene, or like all the shit that happens in Ghostbusters 2 when, like, you know, Vigo actually like rises and shit.
Command me, Lord.
Command me. I remember sitting there going like, wait, that's that guy for Dragon Slayer.
Yep.
Have you ever? And also, I just love it. Both those films are so full of American Djangoisticness.
Oh, yeah.
I love it so much. And whenever I say that, people are like, that's not true. And I'm like, Ghostbusters 2 involves a scene where the Statue of Liberty, cheered on by a giant raving crowd, busts the shit out of an art museum curated by a wimpy European estate
while listening to Your Love Keeps Me Higher.
Yeah.
That is the most nationalistic Americana 4th of July.
No. And you know why? Because like that was the image of New York at the time.
Yeah.
That's how we felt about New York City, baby. You know, like this is the era where it was everyone knew the New York taxi cabbie had seen it all, because in every fucking movie, all those movies, there's always a cabbie just going like, what do you want? Including Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. What the fuck was that? Looked like a giant turtle in a trench coat. You going downtown or?
Have you ever considered that really, and it's not really a big deal because it doesn't really ruin the film, but you ever think it's fun to think about how, like, in Ghostbusters 1, in the first Ghostbusters, when you really think about it, it gets a little too libertarianish because they're trying really hard to convince us that the EPA
that's definitely the EPA. Yeah, that's definitely in there. And to be fair, when you think about it, you're like, actually, Walter Peck was right. Why was he such an asshole about it?
And you're like, oh, right.
It's like you could just drag these guys into court and do discovery, and then you would know all about the containment grid and what you shouldn't fuck with. But no, you jumped the gun, you know?
I don't see what the problem would have been when Walter Peck first comes in and starts asking questions, because hey, we can see that you have like a high-powered nuclear facility. I should know about this. I don't see what the objection would have been to go like, hey, you want to come with us on an assignment and see what we actually do? Because I think at that point, Walter Peck would have been like,
yeah.
Okay.
The problem is that Walter Peck and Venkman are both assholes.
Yes. Yeah. But then you like realize, oh, right. Hey, it was the Reagan years.
Yeah.
We were all kind of racist. This is like the Trump years. I mean, look, not all of us were racist, but
well, the environmental agencies were cast as the bad guys.
Well, yeah, because you had a bunch of fucking yuppies going like, oh, you know, we could just make infinite money if these guys didn't exist.
Yeah. By the way, we all celebrated July 5th, right?
What?
I think I slept.
Did you not celebrate July 5th? It was one of the greatest days of my life.
No, I didn't. What was it?
Well, first of all, July 5th is when Ronald Reagan died, so you should always celebrate July 5th because fuck Ronald.
Yeah.
Because fuck Ronald Reagan. But this July 5th, it was one of the best anniversaries of his death. Do you know why? Because this past July 5th, marked the 6,969th day that he's been dead. 6969, bitch.
Yep.
I guess it's slightly a miracle then, because I have discovered a webcomic that has made me has changed my opinions on things, such as you can't get off to cartoons. That's weird. Well, let me tell you.
There's a cartoon.
Wait.
You know, I have
depends on the cartoon.
I recently joined the fandom of I Roved Out.
What's this called?
I Roved Out in Search of Truth and Love. You should know about it, Jack. You follow the artist. But
I forgot that's what it was called.
Yeah.
Wait.
Alexi Flower, yeah.
I roved out in search of truth and love.
I rode out?
Roved, like roving out.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. My bad.
Yeah, it's all right. Yeah, I just like read all of that in like fucking 4 days. How why can't people do that? Why can't people make a really good story and also have extreme, like,
fucking in it?
Pornographic? Yeah, like,
because it takes talent.
For real.
Like I'm a little annoyed. All right. Let me tell you why I am annoyed with Alexi Flower. This will not diminish anyone's enjoyment of their work. They told me no. They told me no. I really, really, really wanted them to do illustrations for Babylon. They're like, I don't take commissions at all.
Well, to be fair, they're busy as.
Well, I mean, yeah, but I'd be lying if I didn't say there was a little part of me that was like, aww.
I mean, I understand, because that shit is so beautiful.
It's gorgeous, yeah.
And
Jack,
it's so sticky.
It is. It really.
Yeah, and it goes the gamut between like. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how to say it, but it really is done with that sort of like, yeah, what if 80s illustrative. It's something that would have in the 80s and 90s would have been in Heavy Metal magazine.
Yes. But Jack, you know why you shouldn't feel too bad about it though?
Why?
Because if her answer to that was, no, because I don't take commissions at all. That's not her saying no to you or the project. That's her on principle saying no to everyone.
Well, yeah.
You're not special in either way in that situation, so don't feel too bad.
I don't feel too bad about it, but I do feel a little bad. I'm like, oh man.
Oh, fair enough. She's a great artist.
Ooh.
I mean, like I said.
Oh man, this girl's gonna be fucked by a giant Spider Woman. Oh jeez. Woo. Yeah.
Sorry, I sent Jack down a path. No, I read this shit in like fucking 4 days, and it's changed my mind on narrative structure. Because not only does the plot push the sex pushes the plot.
Pushes the plot. Yeah, yeah. Because when you think about it, wait, why wouldn't it? If you like, you know, if you started a relationship with like Queen Gazanga of the Desert People, wouldn't that start to affect your thinking? You know, you're like, wait, maybe I should be killing the desert elves. Maybe this is fucked up. You know, I did just fuck their queen. You know,
or I could hit it one more time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You know, and sometimes that's a big deal. Sometimes that's a big deal. Like, ask anyone who tried to tap Catherine the Great how important that was.
That's why the best written erotica is not always erotica constantly.
No, and it's like,
yeah,
it was so like, it's so well written and so like definitely written from like a queer perspective.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's porn by all fucking means, but it's not. Y'all know what I fucking mean when I say this, but they took away the male perspective and made it hotter, you know?
No.
Well, it's an aggressively bisexual perspective.
For real?
Mm-hmm.
Like, as a pansexual man, yeah, that's definitely like, it was, I don't know, it was weird, life-changing.
Yeah. Well, it's also why I like the artist Rapscallion, because their work is also aggressively bisexual, but it's also ridiculously so, because it's way more cartoony.
But that's the thing. The reason why we're attributing all these great, in-depth, flushed-out, well-written, mutually motivating qualities to this work and to a work written with a queer perspective is because why? Say it with me now. Straight cis het people tend to not actually think about what their sexuality is or means.
Yes. Yeah, that's a good way of putting that particular chestnut.
They're pretty confident in where they're at.
They're confident where they're at, but they don't actually know where that is.
See that, and that's the thing about it, right? It's that, like, how to put it? Like, you know how, like, there's always, how to put it? The concept of the yin yang is constantly true. There's always a little bit of darkness in the light. There's always a little bit of light in the darkness. It just always is.
Yeah.
And
everything contains with it the seed of its opposite.
And the thing about that is that, oddly enough, in the pursuit of hyper heteronormativity and the oppression of queer life, that means that they've forced queer people into a position where we actually deeply contemplate and consider ourselves and what it is to be us more than they do.
Mm-hmm. And
therefore, isn't it weird? Through their oppression, they've actually made us more self-aware.
Oh, ask any scapegoat. They'll tell you. You know, that's how that happens. That's how that works. It's fucked up. You know.
Okay. I agree with you, Yogi, but here's the thing: the ones that are the ones that are most angry, the ones that are most like uncomfortable in our sexuality and us being who we are the ones that are so uncomfortable in their own identity.
Oh yeah.
And
I think that's why it was part of what I was saying, but I don't know.
No. What I mean, like, what I mean is, like, some of them, the ones that don't think about it are the ones that never fucking bother you. But it's the ones that are constantly obsessed with it and the definition of their sexuality that they don't understand because
Oh, I see
Yeah.
what you mean.
Yeah.
But okay, I guess I guess then a good addendum or amendment to my statement is that by doing that, they've forced us to not only think about it, but actually have to reach conclusions. So
Right.
we have.
Yeah, because the
Or
question is constantly being asked.
Yeah, that was what I was about to say. Like the other thing of like not understanding that conclusions aren't always going to be the same, you know. Gender and sexuality is a journey, baby.
Yeah, and I gotta say one other thing about this type of erotica that actually has like other stuff going on. That seems to be something that the comic format truly excels at.
Yes.
You know, because the action moves at the pace that the creator sets.
Right.
Whereas in a motion picture format, not so much. Not in the way that a comic does it. A comic can actually make time stand still. Movie can't really do that. The picture has to keep moving.
Right.
You know, and sometimes the act of having things be still is what allows for a contemplative moment to be paired with an erotic one. You know, and so it's something you can do almost as good with paintings without words, but using the comic format, I think it truly excels. Like that's where it really exists. That's its proper format.
Well, it like with comics, it doesn't feel like as the conversations they're having while having sex.
Yeah,
conversations you have while having sex, like, or at least like what queer people do while they're having sex.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, like there's even like the heterosexual sex that happens feels very natural, and particularly in I Roved Out.
yeah, no, I don't disagree with you. Like it, like, but even those scenes have like that communication that's going on.
Yeah.
That's the reason why it's like that's the reason it comes from such a queer point of view, because straight people don't think about that, or some straight people don't think that way.
I think it's weird. I think it's weird to not have any type of conversation whatsoever before, during, or after sex. I think that's weird.
Yeah, it is weird, in my opinion.
And people might say, well, yeah, but you know, hookup. Hold on.
Hookup especially.
I was about to say, like, you know, like as a member of the sexual identity culture that perfected the hookup.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, straights. We had to show you. Hey.
Well, you get to have the most practice because you are free to do so.
No, you know.
You know.
Very true. But that's the thing. It's like, look, I'm not saying that they're always deep conversations, but they're at least fun ones.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. I know. And I know that, like, pregnancy is I don't know what to say. It is a complicating factor to that honest conversation. For heterosexual sex. Absolutely is. And I noticed that in a consistent thing, and almost, not entirely, but in a lot of female erotica, particularly when a woman has sex with a man, that generally doesn't come up. It doesn't come up in the sex act itself. And that's because I think part of the fantasy for a woman is it to be a non-issue.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, I don't have to have a fucking kid. I'm not risking having a fucking kid in any way, you know, in any way, shape, or form. And that's part of the fantasy. That's part of the that's part of. It's sometimes what I'm saying is it sometimes feels like women really have to allow themselves to be turned on by something because there is this thing that is staring them in the face in a way it doesn't stare a dude in the face, because at the end of the day, a dude could be an asshole and walk away. She doesn't get that option. She has to deal with those consequences, one way or another. And I think that is why a lot of women have a hard time expressing their sexual desires, because it's hard to get across that that's part of the fantasy, is that I don't have to worry about it. Not even it won't happen to me. I don't even have to think about it. I don't have to concern myself with that. I could just have a guy stick it in and go for a ride. And of course there's more to it than that, but like what I'm saying is as I stated previously, I think not being pregnant is part of the fantasy.
Are you saying that women are also horny bastards?
Of course.
Is that what you're saying?
Of course.
No. Women don't have sexual desires. Haven't you been listening to our great right-wing patriarchal leader?
Dude, if you ever... Here's the thing. If you ever run into a woman who is turned on by things that you would typically think of as only guy stuff, they go off the rails with it. They go to places that you are like, I hadn't thought about that. I hadn't considered going that far with it. It's like, no. Very super horny.
Also, I would just like to point out, just for the sake of posterity, I would just like to point out that I don't think it's wrong for us to be having this conversation, but it should be pointed out we are all men having this conversation.
Oh yeah. Like any woman wants to put her more than 2 cents in, please.
Yes.
Please.
And I'm saying, acknowledging that regardless of my gender identity and or presentation, I present and am perceived by and was born as a assigned male at birth person. Therefore, I also do not have an equal a say in this. So
right, like let me make it abundantly clear. Like at the end of the day, we're not women, so
exactly.
Yeah, we can only guess at this stuff,
Right. We're just speaking, like, again, from not straight ideals or perceptions when it comes to sex.
Yes.
Like my favorite thing is when like straight guys will say shit like, "Well, I ain't got a problem with a gay guy, but he better not try to fuck me." Oh, hun.
Are you afraid that he won't take no for an answer? Because I've been in that situation. That's different.
No, I just want to go, oh, hun, we don't want to fuck straight men.
Oh, yeah, I know, right? It's like I don't have a problem with it, but he better not try to fuck me. Cool. I don't want to. Why not, you ugly?
Yeah, there's something... My gay genes can sense your straight genes, and they say no.
My queer, non-binary, gay fucking genetic coding can sense that not only do you shit through a wicker basket because of the lack of hygiene, but you also don't fucking clean it properly. So no, I want nothing to do with you and your fucking I leave my underwear and wet towels on the floor have an ass. Fuck you.
Mrs. Don't wash your fucking feet.
Yeah, I'm guilty of that one. Yeah.
Okay, but to be fair, I feel that the reason why you're guilty of that, Jack, is that plays into your non-neurotypical and anxiety issues. So you get a mild
Really?
Fine. I feel like you get a mild pass on it. You should still do something.
I mean,
about
no,
it.
I know. I'm like, wait, neuroatypical? Like, wait, is that a thing?
Well, because your particular combination of ADHD, anxiety, and PTSD does lend into your hygienic and practical habits, as it does many people.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Sorry. I thought it was like more specific than that. I was like, ADHD people just don't watch their feet, and I'm like, really?
Well, I mean, it's specific in the case of it's specific to you that I'm speaking.
Okay. So Stacy says that I'm actually kind of on the money with some of that. Yeah, at least as far as I go, it's funny how you freak out a guy who's into your fetish with how far you are into it. I think gay men will treat them how they treat. Oh, they think gay men will treat them how they treat women. I'm afraid that. Okay, I know what my fear is, but this is my line.
Mm-hmm.
I am always afraid. I'm always afraid that I am coming off to women the way the one guy I don't want touching me fucking comes off to me.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I am afraid of. And I'm very aware of that possibility, and it is uncomfortable.
That awareness helps inform your decisions.
Mm-hmm.
Straight men, some straight men do not have that awareness.
Well, yeah, because they aren't often put in in a heteronormative world, they're not put into that position.
Yeah.
And that's what the privilege is, and that's why people get freaked out. Why they get freaked out around gay men, because all of a sudden the possibility exists, and now they got to think about it, and they don't want to have to think about it because they don't know what to do, because they have no answers, and no one will give them any unless they straight up are willing to cross into the borderlands to talk to the gay.
And we all know that when you make that border cross, you don't go back.
Yeah, because now they're people.
Though I will say this, with the whole concept of they're afraid that gay men will treat them the way they treat women. For total transparency and totally, throwing the more shallow parts of my community under the bus, but fuck it, they're shallow. Who gives a shit?
Oh no, bitch, speak, because I know what you're about to say.
Oh, this is gonna be good.
So here's the problem with this. Okay, I would say when it comes to gay men specifically, especially when it comes to cisgender gay men. All right, I will say this: at least half of that group. Okay, look at me. Look at my body. Look at my physique. Would you say that I am an average build man?
Yeah.
Yeah.
To that particular half that I'm speaking of, this is morbidly obese.
Well, that's the reason why we don't fuck twinks. We just look at them and think they're pretty.
No, exactly. Exactly. Now, so on one hand,
I'm joking,
they are,
by the way.
yeah. There are actually plenty of twinks who love all type of body types, and we appreciate them. So that being said, one half of gay cis men, you're right, straight men, they would treat you that way.
Mm-hmm.
But the other thing that should scare them is the other half of cis gay men, they won't treat you that way about your presentation and your body. They will, however, care about your lack of any type of good character and your shit personality. And they will read you to filth on it.
Yeah.
So be afraid. Be afraid.
Yep. Well, I mean,
oh, I'm sorry. Was I honest about something?
No, let's be real here. There's a couple of cis gay guys that really need to rein it back with the fucking thinking that they're the leaders of everything.
Oh my God, yes. Ain't the leader of shit. You know,
It's like,
good God.
It's like, like whenever people start talking about kicking the T out or kicking the B's out, which, that shit makes me mad when people are like, everything after the B should be cut off from the family.
No.
You
and
see
I'm
this?
like,
yeah, I don't hear that much out in San Francisco, but
of course you don't. You don't hear that shit anywhere else but besides hateful, bigoted mouths on Twitter.com.
see, this is my This is my thing about this, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is why, to me, there's a difference between gay and homosexual. There's a difference. And I mean this. I really do mean this, because this is how...
Do we need to be bringing the F word back?
First of all, it never really left. We just told the straight people it did.
Oh, okay.
We told them they couldn't say it. Remember, we had the meeting.
Oh, right.
Hey, I don't care how fucking how PC any gay friend any of you out there have. If he tells you that he never refers to himself or anyone else in the community with the F word, he's lying.
Mm-hmm.
Lying.
Yeah. As an older queer an older queer, my landlord actually said once, "Honey, there ain't no word used to describe us that doesn't have our blood on it."
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, ooh, yeah. So it's like, so there you go. Inside, it would be an overstatement to say that it's fine, but most people get it.
No, exactly. but that's the thing. I've had arguments with this about other people because there's maybe a couple people who don't agree with my exact interior organization of this, but to me, the word queer is this massive umbrella, and it
Mm-hmm.
involves gay, bi, pan, trans, fluid, all that shit.
Mm-hmm.
In my opinion, all those things, okay, cool. Those are all the different flavors of queer. So to me, yes, a cisgender gay man is a queer person. However, when he starts culturally acting like an entitled fucking straight dickwad, no. You're not gay anymore. You're just homosexual.
Oh.
You're not one of me. I'm sorry. You're not one of my people anymore. You have turned your back on us. Fuck you.
You are Roy Cohn.
No, exactly.
And Roy Cohn is a homosexual.
Exactly. Because much like how, hey, any of you who are watching this, who are dedicated fans, who are straight, you're not actually straight. You're just heterosexual. If you don't buy in my opinion, if you don't champion, if you don't partake in, and if you actively speak out against straightness as a cultural concept and as a normality, you're not straight. You're just heterosexual.
Yeah, I could. I think I could get behind that.
Likewise, if you're those white cis gays that fucking voted for Republicans, fuck you. You're not gay anymore. You're just homosexual.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're a bunch of
bunch of fascists. You know.
I was gonna say the other one.
You're gonna say the other one. You
know? No, I'm a faggot and I love that.
Yeah, boy, howdy. I love watching gay Republicans fucking find out that their party actually wants them dead.
Oh,
man,
dude,
if only they would fucking listen to us or something.
I forget the name of this girl, but there was this one trans chick on TikTok who fucking like joined the Republican Party. She's like really young. And
something?
What?
Was it Pearl something?
I think so. I can't remember. I just remember she was pretty young. And then she did that and then was mad that people didn't immediately accept her back when she left. And we're like, bitch, first of all, it's been 2 months. Okay? You fucking talked shit for 2 fucking months. And then are wondering why people are like, no, bitch, get away from me. Because she said some repugnant shit. Like, I'm sorry. What's that one bitch's name? Fucking not Cat Black.
Blair Witch.
Candace Owens.
Oh,
Candace Owens.
You said some Candace Owens shit and then thought it would be cool just because you cried. Well, you're definitely a white woman. But I don't know if I need to be fucking friends with you.
Oh my God.
And here's the other thing. Yes, we would welcome you back with open arms. You are more than welcome to come back. But you can't come back without changing.
Yeah. Oh no. Now you gotta work for it.
Yeah.
You know?
I'm going to go a step further than that. Maybe a step further than that, John. It's like, will we welcome you back with open arms? Not fucking initially. You see these fucking closed ass arms? You gotta earn them opening the fuck back up, bitch.
Yes.
Also, you're welcome, Johnny. Too dangerous. Johnny Dangerous chat. Yogi, that's the nicest thing I've ever been told. You're not straight. You're just heterosexual.
It's okay, buddy. You'll figure it out one day.
Don't do that.
What? Oh, it's okay to do it to me, but not to other fucking, people that maybe questioning things in their own head.
Well, it's because
it's because we all knew. All right. Even when I came out to my mom, I said probably the worst kept secret I've had in the last 30 years is that I am a queer man, and she was like, "Okay."
No, it's kind of like how so one of my Romani cousins, who is also an AMAB person, but they are also non-binary and gay. It's kind of like how when I finally came out as non-binary, they just went, and I was like, "Don't you fucking dare!" And they were just like, "Egg."
Oh.
I mean, it's the same reaction I gave you.
No, you this bitch. Did I tell you this? This fucking bitch was literally on the phone and went, "Oh no, really? How shocking!" I'm like, "Fuck you."
Wow,
you don't know my life.
oh wow, Yogi, you say like you don't necessarily associate with all masculine traits. Oh, what a shocker.
Yeah, I know. It's not like we've been friends for the past several years.
Look, I've seen you grow, buddy, just like you've seen me grow.
I love you, man.
I have such a dirty mind. I thought you were talking about showing each other your erections.
Jack, that's just me and you, baby.
All right.
To be fair, the only reason I've never proposed John with that is because I respect a monogamous relationship. I'm respectful of my friends.
I think I may have talked about it on here, but
I am usually respectful of that, but
fair enough.
I can't claim I've been the other man, so I cannot claim the high ground.
Like, dick pics are funny. But like my mom, we had like a little like 101 dinner, and she was like, so you're not gonna end things with Jesse? I was like, why? She's like, well, you being attracted to other people. I said, oh, I can be attracted to other people, but I'm in love with her.
Yeah, I said no to all the other women so far, so this is just another dimension of that. You know,
she was like,
that's
I
so
just want you
weird.
to be, I just want you to be safe while you're having sex. And I was like, you know, I can catch those exact same things if I had sex with multiple women, right?
The brain short circuits.
actually, you could be really mean and go like, "Mom, I know you mean well, but I exist, so you have no high ground here."
Mom, I was conceived in a Red Roof Inn. Are you really one to fucking tell me about like being safe? You fucking
A Red Roof Inn, an inn, by the way, named after slang for being fucking pregnant.
You had unprotected sex with the guy who owned the bar that you went to.
Oops.
I'm doing all right.
Oh, wait. This is so funny. Johnny Two Dangerous. I mean that I'm in theater, so heterosexual is the nicest thing you could call me. Straight guy in theater. What's wrong with you?
Well, we call you another thing. It's called an egg. And we're just waiting for you to figure it out.
Hey. Personally, I think heterosexual men in theater makes makes so much sense. I'm like, you mean that place where there's a lot of women for you to talk to, or meet, or have common ground with? Yes.
Yeah, no, like being a football player is the gayest shit ever.
I should know. I fucked half my senior football team in high school.
Yeah, that's where I was gonna go. I mean, not that I've done that, but like, that's a very common story.
I mean, like as in the closet kid who is in football, I know. It's real gay. like a lot of former football players from my high school came out very shortly afterwards. Like,
also for high school, for men in general, there are few activities apart from football that will give you such a dump truck of an ass that you will carry for the rest of your fucking life. Holy
true.
shit.
It's true, especially like if you keep at it into high school and shit. God damn, it's those pants, man.
Yeah, oh god. Now, see, for some reason, so now I'm thinking about that scene from The Guest, where they go to the bar where all the football players are drinking illegally, and he buys all their dates a drink, and is like, "Those are their dates. Do you think maybe you should, not do that?" You're right. I'll buy all the boys a Manhattan. I was like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Damn.
Let me just say, Manhattans are delicious.
Oh no, they're great. I'm good with them.
I'm
good with them. But anything like fucking Heather said, anything other than a cold brew means you're gay.
Oh, you've been propositioned and it didn't work out?
Oh,
well,
too bad. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, she was like, "What?" Oh, she asked my favorite question, which is, whenever you come out to your parents, which is, well, how do you know? And then I was like, when I was 13, I made out and fucking gave a hand job to my best friend. I just never told anyone.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Case closed.
Right? It's like my first sexual experiences with a boy.
How do you know? Do you really want me to give you the gory details here? Or, are you sure you're ready for that?
Like, I'll tell you, but are you sure?
Yeah.
You're thinking I'm looking at normal men and going like, ooh, yeah. No. Why would I waste my time?
Why would you?
Yeah, exactly. Oh man.
I've got the guy who plays the head chef and the bear to look at. I'm not looking at fucking Walter Cronkite or something. I don't give a shit what anyone says. I don't know the actor's names. One out there probably does, but that dude is hot.
Wait, which dude?
Oh, the blonde one with the kind of wavy hair.
Yeah.
Oh, the main character, the
Yeah.
lead. Oh, okay.
Yeah. Oh, dude, yeah. Fucking hot.
It's so like him and Pete Davidson. I get it.
Thank you. I tell people I would fuck Pete Davidson in a heartbeat, and people think I'm fucking crazy. I'm like, are we looking at the same person?
Look, you've never been attracted to a line cook, and it shows. That's all I'm saying.
You know, fucking. Oh, by the way, and since we did just mention like frou-frou drinks, i.e. cocktails, the best things ever. Like even though like I don't drink anymore, I'll be honest with you, I really miss Magic Boner iced teas.
What's in that?
Oh, have you never had that?
Not that I know of.
Okay, wait, hold on. Let me. Okay, so Magic Boner iced tea. It's half ounce of gin, half ounce of vodka, half ounce of triple sec, half ounce of light rum, 1/4 of an ounce of grenadine, 1/4 of an ounce of lime juice, 2 ounces of sweet and sour mix, 1 ounce of champagne, and a lemon spiral. Fill cocktail shaker with ice. Pour in all the ingredients except for champagne. Shake well. Strain into a highball glass. Fill with ice. Add the champagne on top, and then you garnish with the lemon.
What's this called again?
It's called a Magic Boner iced
It's
tea.
called a Magic Boner. Huh.
Magic Boner
iced tea.
Because if you note the ingredients, it's a
Long Island iced tea.
Yeah, it's a take on it. It's kind of like how you have like a Long Island iced tea, you have a Tokyo iced tea, or you have a Magic Boner iced tea. It's a variation.
Oh, okay.
That and the White Russian, that makes drinking worth it.
Oh, I love Russians. White Russians. But
it's the most tasty way to get shit faced. And when you're in a casino, you can play penny slots, and they just keep feeding you drinks. So you can just fucking get shit faced and fucking like spend $2, have a great fucking night of it.
Yep.
That's a life hack from your Uncle John there. All right.
All right then.
Just keep your wool sock and pennies on you, okay?
Gotcha. Oh man, dude. Oh man, I should probably go. I should probably log off because I am sitting here.
Mm-hmm.
My brain is going a little fuzzy.
Okay.
And I just clicked on an Amazon link.
Oh shit! No, we can't have Jack Shops the segment again.
Yeah. We don't need that. We don't need that.
No, fuck no. Because here's the problem with that.
Yeah.
One of my stereotypes that's absolutely true is that I will enable your shopping.
Are you gonna give me money?
No,
not that.
Then you can't enable me to shop for shit.
That's bullshit. That's complete bullshit, and you know it's bullshit because if you've ever seen us with our straight girlfriends, you know that's bullshit.
Who am I gonna get? But I'm not gonna get. But look, I may be a kept man.
Yes,
but there's limits.
Wait, do you understand what I'm saying?
I guess I don't.
Oh, the fact that, like, anytime a straight girl goes shopping with a gay male friend, even if she's like, I'm just buying this one thing, because of our meddling and interference, that bitch is going to walk out of that store with 50 things that she can't really fucking afford.
Oh, yeah, but I'm talking about, like, I literally do not have the money. Like literally, there is no more credit. There is no more bucks in the thing. You know, I'm running it. I'm running close to zero, and that's gotta last me until my next, like, I don't know, $70 check for something comes in.
Okay, fair enough. I will openly admit that literal physical incapability is a problem.
That's what I'm talking about. You cannot enable me because the thing that you would be enabling would not exist. You know, you could enable my thievery, but then we would have to be in a store where that thing actually was. You can't really do that online as well.
We haven't learned how to shoplift from Amazon yet.
We're trying.
We're
trying.
I believe that there is a way. There has to be.
True.
There has to be, because you can't tell me that, like, this store, be it physical and or digital, is impossible to steal from. Bullshit. Just because it's not brick and mortar doesn't mean.
Yeah, I mean, shit. Yeah, I just don't have those skills, man.
No, that's fair.
You know, but more importantly, I don't know. So the point is, I forgot that too.
Point is, you were saying we're going home tonight. Is what you're saying?
Yeah. I did credit card fraud. Well, see, that's but like when you say it like that, it sounds illegal.
I'll tell you though, I'm really bad about enabling people to do that shit when they shouldn't. I mean, true story, one time senior year of high school, I convinced a friend of mine who I was shopping with, girl, go ahead, take an extension on that credit. You only live once.
You bastard.
Oh yeah.
Dang.
No. And it was so, and I'm not going to lie, it was kind of sadistically funny because I was like, not my money.
Yep. Well, wow. I mean, truth, mean, but truth.
Hey, I got a code out of it. I don't care.
Yeah.
Was this an enemy or was this a frenemy?
What's the difference?
Oh,
no. Gay men only have frenemies because convincing you that when we hate you, convincing you that we're your friend is the only way that we know we're gonna take you down.
Oh yeah, like no. Once you've wronged us, the evidence gathering has begun.
No. Oh, I'm sorry. Is that too real? Am I being too real?
What are you saying? God. That gay people have a really good habit, queer people have a really good habit of fucking collecting receipts just because they know that once one little fucking break in the dam happens, it's gonna keep breaking.
And that's period on T-sis, pop off wig, go in.
All right. On that note, I think we're good for the evening. I want to thank everyone for coming down here. Thank you to Mousedon Johnny, Stacy, Dinosaur Satan, Town Eccentric Jay Tilton for being here, for lasting until the end. I know there are others, but I cannot see your names.
Make sure to like the stream.
Yeah, make sure to like the stream because I don't tell people that shit. You should like the stream. And if you want to enable my terrible spending habits, there is always the Patreon. There should be a link below. Until next time, Ave Satanas, Disco Inferno. Don't forget to wash your ass. And hail Satan.
Hail Satan, everybody.